Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, Ireland's only answer to Harry Kane, bringing you the Tottenham fan phone-in show, where tonight we'll be going through a lot of things. How do you see? What formation do you see Nuno using? What formation would you like to see? What's your expectations for this season? What players would you like sold? What players or can Nuno develop? What players can Nuno bring up from the youth? Will Nuno be able to get the best out of some certain players like Ndombele, Lo Celso, Gio, or Dele Alli as well? And would you make Pierre-Emile Højbjerg captain? So look, we do have people waiting in the background, but look, make sure you do smash a like on the stream, subscribe on the channel as well if you're new. Jack Kanicki will be joining us as well. He's just having a bit of technical difficulties with the old laptop, so he will be joining in as well. But look, let's welcome a few people into the stream. We have Højbjerg the General says, "Hi Dave, love your streams. Thank you so much, my man. I really do appreciate that. Thank you." Steve Westhead says, "Not one in nor one out. Pre-season next Saturday. This club never does it. Self no favours." No, it doesn't. It doesn't, Steve. And look, that was always going to be the case with the manager situation stumbling on for so long, my man. Chris says, "Evening and all, smash a like and a subscribe." Big up, Chris. No, look, we were having technical difficulties. We were trying to get Jax out and running, but yes, restart the computer, Chris. JC says, "Better late than ever." No, look, no, I'm sorry, guys. Aaron Dove, big yourself up. Dermot Miles, how you keeping, my man? Chris says, "Be on soon, David." No worries, Chris. Amazon sticker, anyone? I don't know what that's about. Me as captains. Højbjerg the General, yeah, exactly. We do want you as captain, 100%. Who else have we got? We have ATM Nerd. Hello, sorry I'm late. No, big up ATM Nerd. You're not late, man. You kid, big up the hashtag Harris Army. Big yourself up. And we have YWU, Pierre captain when Lloris leaves. Also, please, people forget about the conference. Must win. Yeah, 100%, my man, 100%. And we definitely do need to make Pierre captain, in my opinion. Oh, we have Jacko. Big up, Jacko. How you keeping, my man?
Sorry about that, David. It seemed like the moment I requested for you to, change your name to the Italian Hotspur, it seemed like the English tried to, interrupt the stream there for a little bit there, tried to block me out there. But yeah, back on the fan show, it's Canicco and the Italian Hotspur up top, leading the line for the Italians tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, look, 100%. I can't wait too, lad. I'll be up there. I'll bang one in too. The Italian Hotspur, Theirishyid, that's what they're going to call me after the great Tardelli. But look, everybody, let us know whether you think England's going to win or whether you think Italy's going to win. And like I said, make sure you do smash a like on the stream. Subscribe on the channel if you're new. And why not help the channel, support it with a super chat. Or and if you want to come on and have your say as well, make sure you grab a channel membership. Come on and have your say. But look, Jack, we'll welcome the first guest in. It's a channel favourite. She's definitely steering the ship this one anyway. And it's Ellie, channel favourite. How are you keeping?
I'm really great, really great. Looking forward to the match tomorrow.
Good to have you, Ellie. Good to have you. She's almost she's the Modric of the Harris Army, maybe David might say. Yeah. Actually, she's kind of the center of the park. Leading the line. In a way as well. Dipping the shoulder for the Harris Army when need be. I mean, the Modric and the Højbjerg combined to the Harris Army.
What was it she said the other day? Something about the hips of Ndombele and something about Modric. What was it you said the other day, Ellie?
Yeah, I said I've got the skills of Modric and the hips of Ndombele.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely love it.
In the old age.
Ellie, I will say quickly, I even actually saw a video by The Athletic today where they were interviewing Yaya Toure, and apparently he trained for like months or something his bum, because apparently in the Premier League, having a larger bum would give you more space to be able to, turn your player to be able to receive it on the half turn as well. And so apparently just training, the backside is, actually very beneficial if you're in the center of the park.
Yeah, it's true. If you walk on your bum, like you sit on the floor and you walk on your bum, you tighten the muscles. I used to do that when I was playing football. Yeah, because the stronger you are behind, then you can shake players up. Boom, with your bum.
Yeah, give him the Tanguy hip check, right? Give him the Tanguy hip check. Yeah.
We can coin that phrase. Give them the Tanguy.
Give him the donkey. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, look, Ellie, I do have a couple of questions for you, and the first one is, what's your expectations for this season out at Tottenham Hotspur?
Right. I want to win the league. I actually want to win the league. I don't want to see us finish second, third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth. I want to win it. So we've got to go all out. I'm fed up with finishing third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh like last year. I want to finish first. That's what our aim should be. And I think Nuno's the one who can do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
really
Ellie, do you
do.
think that would be kind of like almost? I mean, it's always possible because Leicester only did it so recently as well, where
Yeah.
out of the gates they were able to win the Premier League. Is that maybe
Yeah.
possible at one point in time, maybe for Spurs, where we almost maybe have to a degree a bit of a Leicester kind of season?
Yeah, look, we've got Højbjerg, so we've got half a chance already, right? We love him, don't we? But if you've got a player like Højbjerg, we just need another, like I said last time, we need another creative midfielder, because I don't think Lo Celso is going to be cut out to last the full season, because he normally gets injured. So we need someone who's strong and creative, and then play Lo Celso like a super sub, because I think he can be effective after about, say, give him 30, 40 minutes of the game. Because he hasn't got the general... He's got the fitness, don't get me wrong, but he just hasn't got maybe the ball carrying skills as much as a creative. Because he doesn't really play that beautiful through ball, does he? He's more
No,
like
he doesn't.
Lamella. He's more like Lamella with more skill, isn't he?
He's a bit like Harry Winks, but likes to run forward with the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not
One of
like
your
one
favourite players, Harry Winks.
Yeah, it's not like Ericsson who can pin a pass or see a through ball. We need someone who can do that. Ndombele can do it. We just need one more, and then we'll be challenging. Because Højbjerg, like I said, he's like 5 players. He is.
Now, Ellie, what would you rather then have? Would you rather have maybe, let's say, this would be an interesting battle. This is maybe a bit of an off-script kind of question for David and I.
Yeah.
But would you rather maybe have 11 Højbjergs, or would you rather have 11 N'Golo Kantés? Because a bit different players, maybe a bit off. I think I would say with Højbjerg, he can shoot from range. He has maybe a bit more of a better shoulder on him. He has a bit more better of a shoulder. But what would you rather have?
You put me on the spot there, because obviously Conte is a fantastic player. No one can doubt that. But he doesn't play for Spurs. So obviously I'm going to go. But
Good answer.
Højbjerg is just as good as him, but he hasn't got the big up because he's not playing for Chelsea. See, because he started at Bayern Munich, Højbjerg. Everybody knows this. So if Bayern Munich saw how good he was and signed him as a young player, and then he went to Southampton, and obviously Poch, he should have got him for us earlier, shouldn't he? Really, Poch. He should have got him.
Yeah.
Maybe we would have won the Champions League with him as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure
true.
we would have won.
Yeah.
That's true. But Eddie, look, we have to welcome a new member to the Harris Army. We have to welcome a new member to the Harris Army. We have Mary from the Spurs episode. Big yourself up. I hope you're keeping well. Hope you're keeping well. And come on and have your say, just like Ellie here, just like the wonderful Ellie. Come on and have your say.
Yeah.
Definitely,
but
Mary.
Ellie, what formation would you like to see Tottenham play next season?
Right. Like I said before, I like 5 at the back with 2 wing backs. So you've got 3. I gave you them. Tanganga, Toby and Rodon.
Class.
Rodon's got a lot of potential. We've got to give him a chance. All right? We can go by an experienced centre-back, but maybe we should, because Toby's going to leave as well, isn't he? And they have Reguilon and Doherty, because Doherty will get the best out of him as a wing-back. And then 3 in midfield, 3 up front. So you've got 3 in midfield, Tanguy, Højbjerg, and possibly Lo Celso. Or if not him, Mora. And then up front have have Lo Celso. Then up front Sonny, Mora, and Kane,
Right.
and Dele as a sub because he's not quite. I don't think he's quite ready.
Hmm.
Even though Mason put him in because he's his mate, really. But I don't think, even though I love him, I do love Dele because he has got talent. I don't think he's quite ready mentally.
Hmm. And you were kind of just speaking about, the five in the back there, Ellie, which, I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of with that as well. Do you think
Yeah.
maybe, speaking of Dele and Tanguy, do you think maybe in that formation you were speaking of, or just in general, you don't have to just confine yourself to that formation that you were talking about. Do you think at
Yeah.
any point maybe Tanguy and Dele could play on the pitch at the same time, could start at the same time?
Yeah, I think they can because what we could do is drop more into midfield and play Dele as a number 10 like he used to play and
Right.
come in ghosted into
That have to
into the
work.
box because he
Right.
scores a lot of goals like that. When we
Yeah.
first got him, he was ghosted in, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, and he was coming on the blind side of players and scoring. So we can play him like that. And
I kind of
if
used
Kane stays as well, it'd be nice.
I kind of used to say, because David, brought up, Griezmann being the Lego Bale. I kind of thought, Dele during his prime, I kind of thought Dele was kind of playing that Griezmann Lego Bale role even
Yeah.
better than Griezmann was. That, that off the striker number 10 kind of role. I thought
Yeah.
Dele in his prime played that better than anybody. And maybe it is
Yeah.
possible if he works hard enough to be able to be on the same pitch as Tanguy at the same time, because having those
Yeah.
two together would be incredible. I mean, it would just be I don't know, it'd just be sensational for our eyes, every single game.
Yeah.
You probably would say.
But, but you know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what Dele's problem is? And I don't know whether you guys are going to agree with me.
Yeah, go on.
I'll just take Ben Brady's comment here. Big up Ben from Rivalry Side TV. I hope you're keeping well. Liverpool signing Saul Niguez. I don't rate him, so I'll be delighted. And by the way, Ben, I'm waiting for the Liverpool game to come around. I want that scalp, big boy. You best believe I want that scalp. I want to take you down.
Yeah.
Not you, but Liverpool. I hate them, man. I hate them.
Yeah.
Big up, Ben, though. I hope you're keeping well, man. I hope you're keeping well. But look, with Dele Alli, see, it's a bit of a catch-22 situation because he wants to be playing that role where he's running in off the striker, right? But the problem is he doesn't. It's his off the ball work rate, and that's his major problem. He's very lazy without the ball,
Yeah.
and not many
I agree.
managers are going to tolerate that the way Pochettino did. But second of all,
Yeah.
he's not good. He's not world class or that good enough to be able to carry him in the team. Do you get what I'm saying? So if he's not going to be doing the off the ball work, and he's not quite like that, as good as a player that you would let, you kind of accommodate for and get someone else to make up for his work rate. He's not good enough.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what his position is really, to be honest with you right now, because Pochettino allowed him to kind of slack off when we didn't have the ball. Not many managers are going to allow him to do that. I don't know what you make of that, Ellie.
I think I disagree in a way. I'll tell you why. Go with me on this one. Right, so Dele, he's not the best passer of the ball. He's not cut out for passing. He loses the ball a lot. So if we play him in the midfield role, we've lost him because he's going to lose the ball too much. If we play him in that number 10 role and don't rely on him to track back because he's too lazy. Just let him score the goals because he's capable, like Lampard used to do. Whereas Lampard was a harder worker than him, I must admit. But he's not cut out for that. He's cut out to be a finisher and a ghoster, someone who ghosts in.
Right.
You can get the best out of him, right?
Yeah.
If you expect Dele to track back, you can't.
You'll be
You
disappointed.
won't do that. So let Højbjerg be his engine, yeah? Because Højbjerg's got his number. He gives him some dirty looks on the pitch. He really does because he loses the ball a lot because he's playing in that midfield role with Højbjerg. Play him where he's most effective. That's where
Do you
he
feel
should
like
be.
there was that comment that just came up there, Ellie? Do you feel like maybe Dele has kind of lost that, I don't know, maybe that shithousery, maybe you might say, in his game, that bit of that kind of cutting edge, that bit of that, kind of, naughty tackle in him every now and again. Have you feel like he's kind of lost that kind of meanness to his game? I feel like it kind of helped him a lot, to be honest, because it seemed like, he would be motivated by being, mad at a
playing
certain
on the
player.
edge.
Yeah, playing on the edge, right.
I think it is because
playing with a chip, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's lost that because he's not been into the team, right? So he's lost his edge and he's lost his way, and it's like a baby when they throw their toys out the pram. That's what he's like. He's a very spoilt child. You can tell.
Yeah.
He's that type of character. So what you've got to do, you've got to put your arm around him and say that you love him. Make sure that when he goes on the pitch that he's well loved. And I think Nuno can get the best out of him because he's a people person. Nuno,
he is.
You can tell he really is a manager, and I think he will get the best out of Dele because no doubt he is talented. And I know he's lazy, but the talent can overcome the laziness. And then, like I said, let Højbjerg be his, but sweep up all the rubbish that he does. But if we play him in that number 10 role, we'll get the best out of him. That's my opinion.
The only thing I can't stand is all this having to baby him. He's a man. He's in his mid-20s. He's a man. The only thing I can't tolerate is the baby, and it has to be switched on in his own head for me. And that's what separates players that we kind of want at Tottenham to players we don't want at Tottenham. We want players that are able to keep themselves motivated, that are willing to adapt to different managers' philosophies and styles and stuff like that. I get it.
I know what you mean.
You do have to baby some. You do have to baby some players, right? But we have too many players that need cradling. We have too many players that need Aglaya to mummy them. You know what I mean? Like what it should be is that we should have a squad of a lot of ultimate professionals, but only have 3 or 4 players that you kind of mollycoddle or you give special attention to, and that's what will eventually get you over the line. Not having too many players that all need the cuddling and the ass licking basically.
But maybe David, that's kind of a question that we had prepared in the script today. Where Ellie, maybe I'll ask you: who would you rather maybe tuck in every night? Who would you like to give the hot cocoa when it's a little too cold in the bedroom to? Who would you like to maybe cradle, like David is saying? Who would you prefer to cradle? Would it be Tanguy or would it be Dele? Which one would you say you would rather cradle for Spurs? Which one would you rather maybe give that special treatment to if you were the manager?
No, actually, I would actually give the special treatment to Tanguy because he's even more talented than Dele. And that's he's ultimate talented. But he just, I know why he's like he is. Like I said in my last one, he needs the ball. He gets disinterested if he hasn't got the ball. And when they bypass him and they don't pass, you can see he's really cheesed off when they don't pass it to him. So he sort of gets the strop. You can see he sort of mulls around, doesn't he? He's got that lazy, Berbatov, when he didn't have the ball. It's like a lazy stroll around the pitch. He's not even running because he thinks this lot won't even pass to me. So when he does get the ball and creates a bit of magic, the crowd love it. It lifts the crowd, doesn't it? And then they think, oh my God, we've got a player here, but we don't see enough of it because they don't give him the ball enough. So if I was Nuno, I'd say, right, every time you get the ball in midfield, pass it to Tanguy. Don't pass it to the others because he can create more. Then get it to Dele in the number 10 spot and he'll finish because he will. He can score the boy. We've seen it. Look at the goals that he scored when he was at his peak. Like the one against Chelsea, what I mentioned. That was a fabulous goal. The one against Crystal Palace. But it was 3 years ago. We want that now. We don't want it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
that'd be glorious if we could play them both at the same time, like you're kind of, describing here, Ellie. If we were to play them both at the same time, I think David, I think David would absolutely love that, at least for his eyes. It'd just be absolute candy to be able to watch, the link up play between all of them. It would be glorious.
Yes. Just don't give the ball to Dele in midfield because he loses it.
No, even Ellie, he has like I think he didn't even play very much, and I think he averaged some of the most dispossessed player in like the Premier League or something for his position. Yeah.
My brother's always phoning me up and said he actually counts how many times Dele loses the ball.
Yeah, I
He's
was
like
as well.
He's a statistician like you, Jack.
I was Ellie. I'm not kidding. Maybe your brother and I were doing that the same game. Me and your brother, we were doing that the same game. I'm not kidding. There was this one game where I was going to go on to We Are Tottenham TVs, like match reaction. I had to, pause the game, go back to the beginning, and just watch how many times Dele lost the ball because I was just getting so infuriated.
Do you know what it is with him? He loses the ball because he feels that he's more skillful in that midfield role than he actually is. Don't get me wrong.
Said.
He's a talented lad, but he's not good at passing. Really, his passing is dreadful. But finishing,
it can be good or dreadful. Yeah, it can be brilliant or dreadful.
When I say dreadful, the passes that he does is dreadful when he loses the ball. But
when he loses it,
yeah. But you see in the Champions League final where he ghosted in the back, where Harrison done that beautiful ball to him. And he nearly scored. The goalie done a really good save. But that's the sort of goals he scores, like that. That's what we need him to do.
Yeah, we do. Just take this comment from Cody Mack. Everybody put your commiserations in. He's done the ultimate devil deed, really, and he's gone shopping with the missus. And he had to take a break. He's just sitting on the sidewalk watching Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. Life is good. Well, yeah. Cody, look, Cody, I've sent you a list of rules and do's and don'ts. And, you've gone for the biggest don't. The one that really screams capital letters, don't do. You've done it. It's a lot of walking around, being dragged around. I've often had the experience of, being dragged around to, all the shops and then find myself going back to maybe the first shop or the second shop we went to get something. And I'm pulling my hair and I'm like, well, why didn't you just get that in the first place? And it's kind of like, well, I need options. And it's a minefield. It's something you'll never understand. But Cody, fair play to you, lad. You've made your bed. You now need to lie in it. Of course, big up, Cody. Big up, Cody.
Oh,
well said. Also, well said as well on Tanguy as well, Ellie. Really well said. I think with Tanguy, I think I totally agree. And I love as well. Ellie, if you could only have one crib to tuck one of these players in every night, you chose Tanguy, and that would be for me as well.
Ellie, another off-the-cuff question here, but you were saying about players not wanting to be players not wanting to be here, or maybe Toby being sold. But where do you stand on players like that not wanted to be at kind of Tottenham anymore? Would you just kind of let them go now and just move them on and get in players that do want to be here? Or do you offer them a contract and try and keep them sweet? What would you do in this position?
Good question.
In particular with Toby, you think? Or all the players who want to leave? Because Toby's given us good service. And he knows that he's coming to the end of his career, really. He's got to that age where he's thinking, I can't do what I used to do 100% of the time. Even if he can do it 80% of the time, he would stay at Spurs. But he's realising he's probably about 50-50 of what he was before at his peak. So I would give him. But the others, just get rid of them. Just go to another club. We don't want you. If you're not prepared to play for Spurs and their badge, you can go.
Yeah.
We don't want to watch players like that. They're going to be on the pitch and we'll be booing our own players because they don't.
It breaks your heart, doesn't it, Ellie?
Yeah, it breaks your heart. I don't want to boo my own players. I want to cheer them on.
No, look, the crest we are.
For a club.
Ellie, it's the crest we all wear with pride. You know what I mean? Peacock chest and wearing the crest with pride, and some of them it's like they're just willing to step on the crest. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
But Højbjerg, he's been at our club 1 year, and it's like he's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
The boy gives more effort in that one season than the players that want to leave in their whole careers at Spurs.
I mean, even David. I think Ellie, you're absolutely preaching here, and I think even it relates to. I remember one time David once said, "We're like, Højbjerg, what was it, David? Right? You made that one tackle he does the classic, right? Points at the ref, to say, it's a goal kick, and then while he's like pointing, Harry Winks, stands right underneath him and tries to get a high five from him, for
that's when he scored the goal. That's when he scored the goal against Liverpool.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just Harry Stinks, he's a youth lad, comes to be more attached to the club than Højbjerg should be, and Højbjerg looked like he's been in the ranks for his whole life there.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, with Højbjerg, we scored a goal. He's thinking, right, someone go and get the ball out of the back of the net. Then the closest player, let's get back to the halfway line. But unfortunately, it's people like Alex, that think it's acceptable for Winks to run up to Højbjerg for a high five. You know what I mean? Even though we're 2-1 down, you know what I mean? To get on the camera to wave at Garrett and say, "Take me for the Euros." You know what I mean? It's people like Alex that think that's acceptable. But look, Kelly, we do have quite a few people to get through. And thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. But I have one more question for you.
Yeah, go on.
One more question for you. And is it going home or is it going to Rome?
It's going home.
Whoa.
Rome.
No Italian dinner tomorrow night, Alli? No Italian dinner tomorrow night?
Well, I wouldn't say
maybe
that.
The tears?
I like Italian food.
No. What's your favourite Italian food?
I would say any pasta dish, because pizza's a bit heavy on the stomach. Pasta with something else like chicken and nice herbs.
So when the Italian job is complete tomorrow, what food would you recommend I sit down and eat?
Maybe spaghetti bolognese. That's traditionally Italian, isn't it?
Right. Sounds for a good Sunday night as well.
Yeah.
Good Sunday night Italian job
and
meal.
A nice
Love
it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Peroni maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting there with some Pavarotti in the background, just living life. You know what I mean? It'd be absolutely brilliant. Pictures of the Mediterranean plastered all over the wall. Love it, like.
I just wanted to say something more about Harry Winks. When he played the game against West Ham, we were 3-0 up. And then he bottled out of a tackle. And he tried to start, and he bottled out of it, and then Lanzini scored. You watch what Højbjerg does when he looks at Harry Winks. He looks at him very distastefully because he bottled out of the tackle, and they scored and made it 3-3. And that was the slide of our season after that.
Oh, I mean, Højbjerg was looking at him. He would have taken his legs clean out. He would have taken his legs clean out. That's why he was so mad. That's why he's so mad. He wished, like you said, Ellie, he already is 5 people. But then I think in that moment, he wishes he was 6 people, because then he was like, if I was the 6th person there, I would have cleaned that guy out completely. And, the game would have been over.
You said it, David. He doesn't get stuck in.
Yeah.
No, he's afraid
to get hurt. He's pretty by image to be ruined. He'll get a scratch on his face or something, and he'll never be the same again.
The grass gets in the hairline.
Pretty boy looks. Yeah.
But Ellie, what's your score prediction for tomorrow's game?
I'd say 3-2. That'd be a good score. 3-2 to England.
Oh, going big.
Yes.
Sounds like a good game.
Harry to get all 3. Go on, Harry.
Whoa, I love it. I love it, Ellie. I love it, Ellie.
So look, I presume the day starts with a full English, crumpets for lunch. Sure. You know what I mean? And then, good old fish and chips for dinner, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Or roast dinner.
Maybe dinner.
Good roast. Good roast,
Roast dinner with some Greek trimmings.
Oh, tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, lovely. So
well, look.
Class Colin, Ellie. Very class again. Absolute 10 out of 10 from the middle of the park again.
My Højbjerg hat.
That's leading the ship of the Harris Army. You are the captain's warden of the Harris Army. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, look, Ellie, you've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. Enjoy your night and enjoy your day tomorrow. And look, may the best team win.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself tomorrow, Ellie.
Thank you, lads. Good luck with the
See you, Ellie. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And you. Bye-bye.
Everybody get in the comments and, show your appreciation for Ellie. An absolute great, a legend of the channel.
She's class to start with. David. Yeah, she just brings, she brings a good energy to the fan show as well. A bit of the banter as well. She also sings, the chorus. She sings the choir chorus of the Harris Army most of the time with her answers. She's brilliant.
I love when she's making her point and she goes, now just come along with me. Just come along with me for a minute, right? You know, I absolutely love it. It's absolutely brilliant. No, she brings good energy. So big up, Ellie. Thank you so much for coming on. And look, we're going to move from one channel legend to another. And it's a part of the grey-haired gang. And it's my guy, Philip. Philip, how we keep him, my man?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Jack. How are you?
What's up, Philip?
Yeah. Sitting here anticipating another 24 hours and we're right in the middle of it.
Yeah, look, you know, hopefully it turns into 56 years of paying Philip. But look, my man, I'm absolutely loving that. I'm loving that. But look, Philip, what's your expectations for next season?
I would be always a glass half full type of guy. So this time every year, I think, here we go. We're going to win the league this year. Now, there's a couple of exceptions. Last season, after seeing what Mourinho had done for the first 6 months, I wasn't very optimistic. And I was proved right. You know, things didn't go well. But I just have a sneaking suspicion that this new guy we've got in now is going to surprise a few people. I think he's hit the ground running there. What I've seen of the training videos, there seems to be a bit of intensity going on there. Like, okay, we weren't fit last season. We were a disgrace. 75 minutes into a match and we were flagging. That's why we lost so many goals near the end.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a case this season. I think there's certain players who may know that they're in last chance saloon at Spurs.
Yeah.
I'm using Dele Alli, probably the main one. And Dele Alli, probably for the first time in his career, he seems to have been doing a bit of extracurricular work during the close season, working on his weights and whatever.
He must be tired, Philip.
Huh?
He must be tired from all that extra work.
Probably it, but let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. You know, I think hopefully we're going to be pleasantly surprised, because if we're not, I think he's gone. He's out of there. You know, so I know. I think I wouldn't share the pessimism that I've seen on some channels and some social media. You know, God Almighty, you think we're going to be relegated to listen to some of the stuff? Like I have a sneaking suspicion we'll get top 6, and Nuno is going to be an extremely popular manager with the club come Christmas time when he's got us up there. And don't come back to me in January and play this back and tell me I'm totally wrong. No, I just have this little sneak that this is Nuno's big club. Okay, he's done very well at his other clubs, but now Spurs are a league above what he's been at before. And training-wise, ground-wise, player-wise. And I also think it looks like we're going to keep Harry Kane. I really can't see Harry going anywhere. Yeah. If he's been told to build a team around Harry Kane, but what better place to start?
Philip, I love that you read really deeply into the training videos as well. That's why, I sent that screenshot to David, because, Nuno, like you said, he's already given some of the death stares, some of the stink eye to some of the players as well. He seems to already maybe be seeing through the Deadwood as it is. And maybe what I might caveat this question to, Philip, I'm not sure if you were able to catch our Nuno episode, but Nuno, he's almost, one of the best youth kind of, managers in all of football at the moment. He really, really believes in, the youth academy and integrating the players into the squad. Do you maybe see him, possibly seeing past some of this Deadwood and, maybe not buying some of the whatever mantra that they seem to pull out every year with some of the managers?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's been, one of the reasons he's been brought in is Levy is obviously watching the pennies, probably trying to save a few million by telling Nuno, let's keep an eye on our academy. Like the likes of Oliver Skip is coming out of the academy. Tanganga, guys like that. There are probably a few more of those in there. It'll take a season or two to come out. I think he knew the day he took that club which players he was putting a tick against and which players there was a cross going against. So he knows who will not be featuring in his plans. That lovely saying they have, he doesn't feature in the manager's plans. In other words, he's crap. So there's going to be players that are not going to feature in the first team squad. I reckon the likes of Sissoko, Winks. I don't think we'll see them unless injuries dictate otherwise. And hopefully they'll be moved on before the transfer window goes. And obviously a new blood brought in.
Yeah.
Because
sorry, go on.
No, go on.
No, I was just saying, and just while we're on the transfer window, Philip, Paratici, it's coming out. It's a well-known tactic of Paratici's that he goes for multiple players in the same position at once, and then picks the best one that's kind of available to him. What do you make of that tactic? Do you think it's good or bad? Because in a way, he can manipulate it to his liking, because he can just go to clubs and say, well, look, I can get this for that money. You know what I mean? Or put fake stuff out there in the media, or with agents put out there in the media. What do you think of that tactic? Do you like it?
To me, it sounds a bit like he's a bit of a Dele boy. You know, weaving in here. You know, whether nothing ever came off for Dele boy, so that's a bit of a worry. But I think it might be a good tactic, providing his bluff isn't called. I mean, if he's keeping 3 or 4 clubs on the go, I want to buy your player, and then they're waiting and waiting and waiting, nothing happens, and they sell him to somebody else. You know, that's why if he doesn't strike quickly, you know, we could lose the players he's looking for. And like, it might be a good idea. It might save money, but apparently it's worked for him in the past. So maybe he thinks it's going to work again. But I think he needs to get a centre half in to replace Toby. I think that's probably the main scenario. And plus, all this talk about, you know, number 10, I think we need to get someone in that can do the Ericsson role, or else get Lo Celso to move into that and actually stay fit for more than 2 matches at a time.
Do you think Lo Celso is capable, Philip? Do you think he has the ability to?
I think Lo Celso's getting very good reviews from his participation in the Copa America. He certainly seems to be, you know, and if he can carry that through for the rest of the season, it's very possible. Like, it's not easy for a guy to come into a club and settle immediately. It takes him a couple,
especially during the pandemic.
It took Son a season or 2 to get going, you know. So, you know, you never know. I'd put it like this: I prefer to have a ready-made, somebody bought in. But if that's not going to happen, which probably won't, given the finances, then he is the man that can be trained up to do the job.
Yeah, maybe he'll do then. Yeah. Maybe just a little bit on Lo Celso and maybe Tanguy and Dele as well, Philip. If
just quickly, Jack, just a couple of super chats to get to.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, David.
We'll get through these. David, sorry, Philip. David Fisher says, great show, guys, as always. Thank you so much, David.
Big up,
really
David.
do appreciate
Big up, David. Very kind. Very kind.
Appreciate the super chat, man. It's so generous. Spurs Sick, a.k.a. Kerrion, says, sorry I can't make it, lads. Busy editing my next video, but wanted to show some love. Big up, David, Jack, and the Harris Army. I'll be listening. Kerrion, thank you so much, my man. Everybody get over, check out Spurs Sick. You know, make sure you give it a like and a subscribe. And thank you so much.
Very kind, very kind.
You know, for the donation and listening in, my man. And everybody, hashtag Harris Army everywhere. And Aglea Kakaratis, aka Ellie. Here's a more Italian lira for get Jack over for Spurs match fun. Loving the Harris Army, love and just adore Jack and David, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. I can't wait to meet you all. So big up the Harris Army. Simply the best. Thank you so much, Ellie. Really, really do appreciate it.
Ellie's too kind every time.
Yeah.
She's just an absolute legend. And, you know, David, like I said, you know, if I were to actually cater maybe to any number 10 for the Harris Army, it would probably be Ellie. I'd put her as my number 10, give her the captain's armband for the Harris Army as well. She's just such a legend. Also, 2 class call-in shows as well so far. Yeah,
she's on the ball. She brings great life to the show. And Ellie, a great call-in today. Again, you're absolutely brilliant. And I will be putting out Ellie's Spurs story as well. So everybody look out for that. And, you know, everybody else, keep getting your super chats in. You know, it's a great way to help support the channel. And as well, if you do want to come on, just grab a channel membership. Go to the community section. The link is up there. And come on and have your say. Sorry about that, Philip. But, Jackie, what was your question for Philip?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with Philip, we were kind of just, I think, talking about, right, Dele, Tanguy, and then you were speaking about how Lo Celso has been getting a bit of praise, right, in the Copa America, Philip. So if maybe it seems like they all kind of play a similar position, they're all kind of competing for kind of a, you know, for playing time, you know, all 3 of them. Who do you might win it out, Philip, between maybe Lo Celso, Tanguy, and Dele? Maybe you can answer 2 of them, but maybe which one do you see maybe, you know, being the last pick of the litter in terms of the number 10, you know, whatever that role that they all play is?
Well,
who might lose out?
I do hope Dele Alli comes through, but that remains to be seen. I think, given his undoubted talent, I mean, we know the guy can do it. And providing that Nuno has now given him his barring order from the McDonald's, I think Ndombele could be the guy that could really swing things for us this season. I mean, look at a couple of things he did last season. In the swivel and the turn for the goal against who was it? Anyway, you know when he fell over on his back and he got up and he played the ball out to the left wing, and anyway, and also the goal against.
He sacks on the ball sometimes. He's absolute sacks on the ball.
The guy can do what circus tricks with the ball. He just needs to get his weight down, get his fitness up, and someone put their arms around him, give him a hug, and say, "We love you here." I think that might have been his problem. I don't think Mourinho was that type of manager. And in fact, even maybe Poch didn't do it to him for the few months that he had him. I think Ndombele could be, again, I could be wrong, but if he can get his act together this season, Ndombele and one of either Lo Celso or Dele
could be brilliant together.
An absolutely lethal force to provide the bullets for Harry Kane.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping that's the case.
Well
now, and they've got I think what he's going to do is play two wing backs, and I do think Matt Doherty is going to feel an awful lot more at home under Nuno than he was under his previous boss. And then you've got Reguilon coming up the other side. I mean, we've got two brilliant wing backs there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Philip, with Doherty, you just brought it up. I mean, do you think maybe Nuno is a bit of the Doherty whisperer, and do you think maybe he can turn him into maybe the Dohertinho that maybe once was before?
Well, I'll tell you, after the first couple of games, if he actually smiles during the match, I'll know he's enjoying his football again. He's the most miserable-looking footballer on the pitch. He's always got a scowl on his face.
Never seen a guy be so miserable being paid $80,000 a week to play football.
To enjoy being there. So if you see Doherty smiling, and hey, we might have something here. And Reguilon, I think, is a class act. I think he's had one season to get himself sorted out. Okay, he made mistakes, didn't they all? But like some of his crossing. I mean, remember the cross he made for a few of the cross for Harry Kane to score the header against West Ham, I think it was. He's undoubtedly great ability. Okay, if he hones up his defensive capabilities, he's got to learn how to defend as well as bombing down the wing. But then that just brings us back to who the three centre backs going to be. Yeah, I mean, if Toby is on the way out, I'm not even going to mention Eric Dyer because I don't think he's there. He's going to be at the club. Rodon, I think, had a great European Championships. Really did. He impressed me a lot with his. He was very, very solid. So we can bring in the likes of that Koundé fella they're looking to buying from, where he's coming from.
Apparently, though, that's dead in the water. He wants to play for a team in the Champions League.
Oh, does he? Right. I didn't hear that now. Yeah. But then again, if no team comes in from, that could change.
Fair play.
Never know.
You might be right there.
And this Japanese guy, the last one was supposed to be fighting us for.
Yeah.
Tomiyasu.
Sorry.
Tomiyasu.
Tomokachi, whatever you call him. Yeah, that's it.
Tamagotchi.
I hope he doesn't play like one. But but we've got to get new blood into the defense. Really, I think we need a new defender, new centre back. The wing backs that we've got and the full backs we've got are okay. And don't forget, we've got Ryan Sessegnon coming back. I mean, he's a guy that had a good season with Hoffenheim. So and he's been told he's staying at the club this season. So he's another alternative to have as a wing back. And of course,
and he'll be good backup for Sonny on that left side as well, Philip.
Absolutely. I mean, Oliver Skip is back training next week full time after his knee injury. So Oliver Skip and Højbjerg would be a nice little anchor in the midfield, but maybe letting Højbjerg move a little bit more further forward like he did in the Europeans to great effect. Like he managed a few shots, which is doesn't happen.
He created the most chances, Philip. I think he created the most chances in the entire tournament for any position across the whole park.
We were playing him maybe a bit too deep. Okay, that was probably by necessity because he saw what was going on behind him. He says, "Christ, I have to go back and help this lot out. They can't do it themselves." I mean, as Ellie said earlier, you'd feel that Højbjerg has been with the club for 20 years, not one season.
Jeez. Talk about sliding in just perfectly, right?
To me, I'll use the name again. I keep using him. He's our Dave Mackay of this decade.
Of the decade, wow. Of the decade.
He really is.
Speaking of the players that JC says, big up, Philip. Great info on the 80s show a while ago.
There's more to come.
Yeah. Hopefully Monday. Hopefully everyone's available Monday. And we can put it out Monday because it was a very interesting episode, and we will be, diving into the financial troubles at Tottenham Hotspur a bit more. Philip touched on it at more or less at the start of the decade, or after it. I think it was 82, 83. It kind of went silent a bit, and then we really got into trouble at the end of the decade. So we will be getting onto that, which will be very, very interesting. I'm sure Philip will have a lot more knowledge on that for us.
Yeah, there's a few nice juicy little bits I've dug up. So
juicy little crumpets. Yeah, love it.
The people involved mightn't like to be reminded of it, but there's a few little pieces of, yeah. Did he do that? Yeah, he did. So yeah.
But look, Philip, would you make Højbjerg as captain of this team? You've given us great insight to how you would set up, what players you think can really start for us this season. So who would you like to, if all that falls into place, who would you like to captain these players?
I've never been a fan of goalkeeping captains because I think they're too far back to influence the game, unless they've got a megaphone in the goalpost, But I think now, no disrespect to Hugo Lloris, but to me, he's a little bit quiet for being captain. Even if he did have a loud voice, he doesn't shout enough. I think Højbjerg. Okay, if Hugo leaves, which I don't think he will, but just say Hugo Lloris leaves this season, Højbjerg has to be made captain, and that again is stepping on Harry Kane's toes. But Højbjerg, I always think the best captains come from the midfield area because they can see the whole pitch. Whereas if you're up front or at the back, you're only seeing that one area.
Yeah,
so
and
Højbjerg to me would be captain material, absolutely.
Do you maybe also feel like, Philip, that what some people think with Kane, right? The reason he's captain is because he's almost like that captain by example, right? Leader by example. Do you feel like Højbjerg almost maybe fills both holes where he's not only a leader by example, maybe, but then also just has that captain qualities of, keeping all his players in check, keeping them in line, telling them where to go, telling them where to be, telling them to stay focused. Do you feel like he maybe fills actually both of those kind of captain roles, maybe?
Yeah, Harry Kane is inspirational mostly from the goals that he scores.
Right.
Højbjerg would be double that. He's inspirational from his attitude, the way he gets stuck in, like without any fear for his own safety, really. And, his passion for the club and his passion to get things done. And the fact that you mentioned about Harry Winks in the Liverpool game, not suffering fools gladly. I mean, I'd say he gave Harry Winks a right bollocking in the dressing room after that.
Oh, yeah.
We're still losing. What the hell do you come looking for a high five for, Højbjerg to me now is the rock that team can be built on.
Yeah,
and he's probably one of the best purchases, if not the best buy we've made in a long, long time.
Yeah, like you said, maybe the best one in the decade, maybe, and maybe even just the best personality, maybe in the club that we've needed in maybe a decade as well.
You need strong personalities. You have to have a weak dressing room with everybody agreeing with everybody else. It's not going to get us anywhere.
No.
No. And the most thing they'll talk about is which hairdresser you're using, and where'd you get your designer gear from? You don't want that. You want a guy who gets in there and gives them an absolute rollicking for doing something wrong during the match. Like the nearest thing we've come to that recently is Hugo Lloris on Son at the Everton game last season.
Yeah.
With a goal of at half time on the way in. That was in the, and then the Amazon documentary carried it on into the dressing room, and they had to be separated. That's what I want.
It's good to see it. Yeah, you want to see it.
That's what you want to see. If things aren't going well, that's exactly what you want to see. And
you want to see them at each other's throats.
That's what you want to see. Not all this. Look, you didn't do it this time, but just do it next time. You know what I mean? No, absolutely, rollick them. That's what we want to see.
It's the Southern softies. This one, the Northern teams used to love playing Spurs. Like Alex Ferguson, Roy Keane, whoever said it, relax, lads, it's only Spurs. Remember that? Because they knew Spurs were a team with a soft centre. And we cannot have a soft centre anymore. Yeah. We've got to have, Ndombele, I'd say he's not the sort of guy you want to meet up at dark alley late at night either. I'd say he can handle himself.
No, he could hip check you out of the alley. He could hip check you out of the alley, basically. Just one little shoulder.
McDonald's,
he's not a guy you want to get in front of at the McDonald's line either. Yeah, he's not a guy you want to take away.
You don't want to get behind him because he'll be all night making his order.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to cut him in line. You don't want to cut him in line because he's more determined than anyone to get to the front of the line to get his burger. Yeah,
you see Philip in there taking Ndombele's order and replacing it with a salad bowl every time he's in there.
Put on your crash helmet when you do that.
No, if you cut him, he'll hip check you out of the restaurant. Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I'm to go back to the original question. I am quietly confident, and I think we could surprise a few people this season. Like a lot of people are saying, I'm taking jip from an Arsenal fans over Spurs, over Harry Kane diving and all this sort of stuff. And so listen, lads, it's 1,000. I think it's 1,885 days since Arsenal were ahead of us in the league, or finished ahead of us in the league. Let's just sort out your own problems before you start, worrying about us.
I don't know. I mean, they're talking about Kane, diving, for to win to win the Euros. This is what we're talking about. To win the Euros, I mean, I would dive all over the pitch. And I remember, Arsenal diving against Benfica just to get by them, and then whatever the quarterfinals was to get that penalty. I mean, it's just the nerve,
Yeah.
or maybe the recency bias as well. They sometimes, I swear, they have the memories of goldfish, Philip.
There are Arsenal fans out there, and I swear there's probably a lot of them, that don't want England to win tomorrow night because they do not want to see Harry Kane as a Spurs player lifting that trophy. And I think that is pathetic.
Yeah.
You really do.
You see that Lee Judges guy from AFTV refusing to celebrate a Kane goal, tournament long. Imagine Kane gets the winner tomorrow night. What's he going to do? Just sit there,
Well, as Ellie says, it'd be gas if Harry Kane got a hat-trick tomorrow night. That would really sicken them.
Yeah, it would. But Philip, we don't want that. We maybe want Kane to score, but England to lose. That'd be perfect. That would be the Italian job perfectly done in my eyes. But Philip, we'll get a quick answer off you because we do have a lot more people lined up, and you've been a magnificent call. Honestly, people just listen to you. You have that ability. But look, is it going home or is it going to Rome?
It's going to be very tight. I would, and do you know something? I think it could be a cat and mouse game. They'll go to extra time. It could even go to penalties. And I just have a sneaking suspicion that the Italian midfield, who've actually learned what a half turn is, will just have the edge on the English midfield. So I'm going by the smallest of margins, maybe one penalty, Italy.
Love it.
Absolutely
love it, Philip.
Absolutely love it. But Philip, look, you've been an absolute brilliant guest. I've really I love listening to you, my man. Yeah, and you bring such good positive vibes, well spoken, and you make some great points. And look, hopefully Monday, like I said, we'll be putting out, the second part of Tottenham in the 80s.
Good, yeah, great. That's Monday's fine with me.
Yeah, Philip, you're absolutely class. He even, he's singing from the choir as well. Like Ellie, brought up, the Spurs players, debating which hairdresser they want, which laundry detergent is best for some of their Supreme clothing, things like that. It's Philip is just singing to the choir, the choir.
What model BMW they're buying this season?
Yeah, no, it's the truth. It's the truth. But look, Philip, thank you so much. You go and enjoy your evening, man, and enjoy your weekend.
See you, lads. Pleasure as always.
You enjoy that barbecue tomorrow, my man.
I will.
Class, Philip. Good to see you.
See you, Philip.
Bye.
Guys, what an absolute legend. 2 channel legends on in a row, Ellie and Philip. What an absolute channel legend. I just want to welcome a few people to the stream. We have William McKenzie. Big yourself up. Hope you're keeping well, my man. He's talking about what Philip was talking about, Lloris and Son with the bust up at half time, on the documentary, saying 2 big players, showing emotion. That's what we want, Mr. McKenzie. So thank you so much. Great comment. Aglaya Kakarata says, hey lads, I want to be called Ellie Højbjerg and Ellie Ndombele, or Ellie Dembele, because Højbjerg is the general. Mr. Bite your legs and thou shalt not pass. And Ndombele is to drop your shoulder. And the Swerve King, that leaves them all for dead.
She absolutely deserved it. She absolutely deserves it. Maybe we'll call, sometimes we'll read a super chat, Ellie. We'll call you Ellie Højbjerg, the general, or just Ellie, the general, maybe as well.
Not even when her name pops up, we'll just go, the general. That's it. We'll just
the general.
The general.
We just got a generous super chat in here from the general. The one that knows how to turn her shoulder, drop the shoulder better than anyone. The one that knows how to put a 2-foot tackle into the Harris Army better than anyone else. It is the general, Ellie Kakaratas. Big yourself up. Honestly, so class. She's so class.
Yeah. No, look, really, she can be called what she wants. And she also says, "Come on, you Harris Army, get those super chats in." Big up, Ellie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But look, we have another channel legend on today. I hope everybody has gone out and checked out his video. I retweeted it, and it's our man Brad Matthews. Brad, how are you keeping, my man?
Here, let's unmute him. Sorry about that, Brad.
Really sort of half looking forward to tomorrow.
Half looking forward to it tomorrow. Sorry, yeah, we had to unmute you there. Sorry, Brad. But Brad, thanks for your patience. You've been absolutely class, and honestly, yeah, what can you make? I mean, the guitar solo, the rhythm to it, the flat cap. I mean, I don't know what to say first. I think it was really the flat cap that maybe brought the rhythm all together. But absolutely, that was so awesome to watch.
A bit of a insight here. That was probably about the 100th take I did of that.
I could imagine. I'm not even kidding. I could tell. I could see the tapping of the foot.
I really only learned it in the last couple of nights. So it's to be honest. I mean, I'm a beginner guitarist on the stroke of intermediate. I'm not an intermediate, and it was really quite an easy song to learn and play. I won't lie. But it's they call it red line fever. As soon as you get the red line that's recording, and then you make mistakes, and it's frustrating, very frustrating.
Yeah.
Look, I went through that at the start, lad, when I was practicing, making some of my videos and getting confident in front of the camera, man. So look, it gets the best of us. But look, I actually really enjoyed it, and to be honest with you guys, I was actually trying to line Philip up or Brad up to do it, for the last guest of the show, but then. We were thinking maybe copyright and stuff like that. But honestly, everybody, it's over on my Twitter. Please do get over and check it out. A real rock star there with the guy with the old guitar and the hat made it for me. I absolutely loved it. The power of the hat since I started wearing it, the amount of people that are getting it, and have ordered themselves one and all. They absolutely love it. But look, Brad, we're going to kick it off the same way we've kicked it off with everybody else. What's your expectations for this season?
Okay, in hindsight, looking back at Pochettino's first years at Spurs, I think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a bit of a transitional season. As Nuno works out who the players he wants to keep, who are going to play to his whatever sort of style he wants to play.
Right.
I feel that by lowering my expectations, it might be a bit of an advantage. I think top 6 is probably the best we're going to get. Hopefully I'll be wrong. They'll surprise me. The cup is something that maybe we can have a run, because I think in the cup,
we should.
Yeah, in the cup, it's a lot of luck comes into it. Who you get. I mean, England have played well in this tournament, but they had the right side of the draw, and I think and teams like France and that have been knocked out. Belgium knocked out. So I think in the cup, if you get a bit of luck, then you can go far. Bill Nicholson once said when Spurs won the double in 1961, Spurs were being tipped to win the double. They actually were being tipped to be the first team this century to do it. And Bill Nicholson said he was always confident in winning the league because he knew over 42 games, as it was in those days, his team would be consistent enough to win the league. But he said the cup was going to be a problem because you could have that one game where you don't play well and you're knocked out. And I think that's just the same applies here. I think consistently over the next season, top 6 probably will be our best. We got a new coach. Sadly, I think some of the players we want to get rid of will still be there. That'll be down to either Levy not accepting the money for them, or it could be down to Nuno not knowing them and wanting to give them a chance. So I think I'm really trying to be realistic and think that, because I actually predicted a few seasons ago that Spurs would win the league in the second full season at New Stadium. So how wrong was I? I think this season will be a transitional season. I hope he plays some of the young players like Skip, like Sessegnon. Dane Scarlett's not going to be a regular, but I hope he gets a bit of game time. Harvey White, I think, is a good player that I think could get a bit of game time, just to get them bedded into the Premiership. And then next season, you've got your team, you've got your young players bedded in, you've got your new players bedded in. Nuno knows his team, we know his tactics, and then next season, hopefully, we can do something, and maybe push for that top 4, maybe push for the title in 2 or 3 seasons. Right. Because let's face it, did anyone expect to be pushing for the title when Pochettino first joined? I certainly didn't. And
no, never.
We did it for 2 seasons running. So, who knows? So, yeah, that's my honest expectations of the season.
Fair play. And Philip, or sorry, Brad, to touch on to something that you just said earlier in terms of the cups and maybe going for a cup, right? And maybe that's the one that we might be optimistic about in terms of achieving. We kind of highlighted, David and I, Nuno at Rio Ave, he made it to both the Portugals, Carabao Cup and their FA Cup kind of equivalent. I think it was like the Taça de Portugal and the Taça de Liga.
Yeah.
You know, he made it to both of the finals with like a lower mid-table side. And thanks, David. You know, the Portuguese, you know, it's a good language to try to pronounce. You know, Marcelo would probably agree. But I would say as well, you know, even with Wolves, right, he made it decently far in the Europa League, only lost out to the team that actually won the Europa League that season. And then he also made it very far with Wolves in his first season in the Prem, going in the FA Cup, where he made it to the semifinal and lost out to Watford. It seems like, you know, Nuno has a bit of the Spurs in his DNA in terms of maybe bottling it a bit. But obviously he was doing this with sides that you wouldn't expect to go that far. Do you maybe think that he is a bit of a cup man? He knows how to actually play in the cups?
With cup football, it's obviously like one-off games. Sometimes against opposition that you're not going to play that season, like if you get a lower division or whatever it might be. There's a very good YouTube video, and it's him talking about when, I forget what team it might be in Porto or it might be in Valencia, I can't remember, but they beat Real Madrid. And it's him explaining the tactics of beating Real Madrid.
Right.
And his little board with all those little circles on, and he's showing how he did it. And he did it with having a back three, and the back three, basically, one was marking Bale, one was marking Benzema, and the other one was marking, I think it might be Rodriguez, whoever it was. They marked them, kept them out of the games. The wing backs pushed forward. They sort of crowded the midfield, so that brought in their midfield and left space down the wings, and that's how they won. I think they won it 2-1. So,
and I think they scored with both of those wingers or something like that as well. Yeah.
So in one-off games, maybe that's what he'll do. I mean, that could well be. The Conference League, I'm still trying to work out how prestigious that league is. You know, it's like, you know, we used to laugh at the Arsenal playing in the Europa League. You know, they play on Tuesday night, sort of thing. You know, but now we're in a cup lower than that, so I don't know. But
I think it'll be a couple of steps maybe above. You know, a few of the games might be a couple of steps above. You know, the Marine game. You know, you might say. To be honest, considering that Joe Hart, you know, still almost conceded against Marine. Probably wouldn't trust him for the Conference League if you're asking me. You know, I don't care who it is. If a part, you know, as David had said, you know, if a guy that, you know, was just, you know, coming off from, you know, working a 9 to 5, you know, providing for his family, can still almost score from 40 yards against Joe Hart. That doesn't give good signs probably for the Europa Conference League. I would
say, and I used to feel this way about the Europa League, is when we was in the Europa League, I never used to worry about it until the quarterfinals. Because when you're in the quarterfinals, you think, we could actually win this. You know, so I reckon in the early games, which from what I've heard is going to be fairly easy teams, and I'm presuming that they're going to be seeded in the draws, so we ain't going to be drawn in the same group as say Roma or anyone that's actually quite good. So blood the youngsters in those sort of games. I think we've got a good enough sort of second squad to win those games. That means that you give rest to the first team, so they only play one game a week. And then maybe when you get to sort of the quarterfinals and you think, well, actually, no, we can win this. And then you go out to win it, because then you've only got the 1, 2, 3 games to get through, or 3 rounds to get through. Then you go to win it. But I certainly wouldn't sort of put everything into getting out the group games. Because I think really, you know, I mean, I think isn't Gibraltar's 5th rated team in one of the groups or one of the, I mean, I didn't know Gibraltar had 5 teams, you know, but they're the sort of teams that, all right, they might be playing in the pre-qualifying, but we're not really up against any great teams. I mean, we breezed it through the Europa League last season, really.
Well, Brad, I'll just tell you really quickly, I'm actually just absolutely looking forward to these games because, you know, in terms of my own just, you know, nerdisms of, you know, figuring out who these players are, you know, maybe their, you know, name pronunciations, you know, maybe what clubs they played for at what time, you know, at what point, you know, did they get relegated to, you know, the Gibraltar League? You know, maybe at one point they were, you know, playing in the championship for Millwall, and then somehow, you know, they lost it all and went to Gibraltar. So I'm actually, if you're asking me, just for the comedy of it, I am really looking forward to the Conference League.
I'll definitely watch the games. I'll definitely watch the game.
Who knows? Maybe even the players had to hike a mountain in order to get to some of the fields as well. Like, you know, maybe Moon Boots just couldn't make it because, you know, he's not allowed in that country because, you know, I'm just looking forward to it all.
Do you know what though? Look, I know people are slagging the competition, but I'll be honest, I want to win it so bad.
Yeah, that's also why I want to win it really badly as well, David. I'm going to take it very, you know, comedically, but at the same time, very seriously.
Oh, yeah, because you I mean, look at Man City. You know, how many times do they win the League Cup or the Carabao Cup?
Oh, they bully the Carabao. They bully it.
They go in and they try and win it. You know, so yeah, I think they definitely try and win it. But I think we should be able to get through the group stages by playing some of our youngsters and giving them a chance. But yeah, when I'm not sure how many knockout rounds there are. Probably about 15 knockout rounds as well. But once you get to say the quarterfinals, then it's like, well, actually, that's 2 rounds from the final.
Fair
you
play.
know, and the final.
Tottenham Roma final. Jose versus
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh, that's
I think Nuno has his number as well. I will say, you know, just in terms of his Premier League record against Jose, you know, I think he has his number as well. So that could go out.
He do well against the so-called bigger teams, doesn't he? You know, against the Man United's last season and Man City and that. He seems to do it. So so it could be interesting.
Brad,
now speaking of that back three, sorry, quickly, do you think you spoke about that, you know, game with Real Madrid where you ran that back three? Do you see with Spurs? Do you see him using the back four or the back five? Maybe what do you see him using? Maybe quickly.
I would say
maybe flip-flop.
If he plays to our strengths, we've got better attacking fullbacks than we have defensive ones. So bearing that in mind, then you're looking at a back three. If we get the players in to play a back three, because rather than having, I mean, we didn't do too well with 2 centre backs last season. Now we're going to have 3. So if we get the right players in, then we can play that. And I'm hoping, and I'm sure he is. He'll play to our strengths, and if he sort of sees that's the way forward, then I think that's what he'll do. Because when you think of it, if we do one of the signings that it does look like we're going to sign is this Tomiyasu. Hope I said that right. So you've got who's quite good going forward. So you've got 2 good right backs going forward, and you've got 2 good left backs going forward. If you think Sessegnon and Reguilon, so you've got a bit of strength there. You know, so and we're presuming that Aurier won't be at the club. You know, I think Ben Davies still will be. I think he'll be here for the rest of his career. But so I think it will depend on if he decides to go with our strengths and play that way. So it'd be
good answer.
Sorry, David, I interrupted. No. Great answer. Brad, where do you stand on players not wanting to be here? You know, the rumors about Alderweireld. Look, he hasn't officially come out and said it, but you know, the rumors is that, you know, he does want to leave. And where do you stand on players that don't want to be here? Would you just let them go now?
I would definitely, yeah. Because, you know, they're not, if they want to leave, I mean, let's face it, with Alderweireld, he probably wouldn't have signed that new contract if it hadn't been for Jose Mourinho coming into the club. Because he obviously, from what I've heard, didn't get on very well with Pochettino. So when Jose Mourinho came in, that gave him the impetus and he signed the new contract. And after last season, you know, can you blame him for thinking, well, actually, I've had enough here? So I think people like, I wouldn't sort of say, no, get out of here, you know. Yeah, if you want to leave the club, and that's fair enough, I can see that. I'm going to completely contradict myself. Kane is another matter. With Harry Kane, he's still got, you know, 5 or 6 years at the top left in him. With Harry Kane, is he going to be the same player, or is he going to let that? Will we be a player that will think, oh well, I wanted to go, they wouldn't let me, so I'm not going to. I don't think he is that sort of player. I think he'll give his all, whatever happens. But I certainly, if players want to go, Aurier every season said I want to go. Yeah, bye, see you later. But the problem is that we want to sell them for massive amounts of money, you know, and that's why they never go. That's like. Another player that I hope they sell, and it's no disrespect to him, is Carter Vickers. How long has he been at the club? How long has he been at the club? And now they're talking at Bournemouth, 5 million. Yeah, go. Yeah, 5 million. Go.
I'm surprised they still have shirts with his name on them. To be honest, if you ask me, Brad, I'm surprised they still have shirts with his name on them. It's almost a waste of money.
So in answer to a question, David, no, if a player doesn't want to stay here, what's the point in having them? You want players that want to be here. You know, it's. We just got to hope that some of the fringe players don't want to be here, you know. Sort of thing.
I agree.
Brad, which ones do you maybe see actually going out the door, up the Deadwood? Maybe which ones could we maybe just be a bit relieved at the end of the window that we might be saying goodbye to?
I think Aurier will go, especially if we get Tomiyasu in. I think Aurier will go because he's expressed a desire to go.
Sure.
I think
we might make it easy.
Let him go. Yeah. Carter Vickers is another one, although he's not really a first team player, obviously. I think it's difficult because can you force a player to join another club? You can't. So if they get a deal for Lamela, now I'll lay my cards on the table. I love Lamela. I love the effort he puts in. I really do. But we haven't won anything with him. He's been injured. You might get him for a few games. So if we get a decent offer in for him, yeah, Lamela can go. Will he want to go? He might not want to, and you can't force players to go. That's the problem. Lamela, the obvious players, Winks and Sissoko. I was listening to Ali Gold the other day, and he was saying that if we get a decent offer for Winks, he'll go. We will accept it. Sissoko has, again, expressed a desire. He doesn't know what he's going to be doing now. These players have gone by their sell-by today. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, Winks 2 or 3 seasons ago, I thought was good. I think he just went downhill. Same as Sissoko. I don't see the point of them now. So and they've been at the club for such a long time. We haven't done anything with them. So this refresh that Pochettino was talking about that is probably hopefully starting now. Then so they would go. And any other players, I would keep Bergwijn. I would keep Moira.
Do you see Moon Boots going out the door this summer?
No, I don't. Because I think, no, I don't. Every manager seems to have something seems to like him. I mean, we have to joke about he speaks Portuguese, So, Mr. No, I don't want to do racial stereotypes. Mr. Here's some. I know chorizo. That's Spanish, isn't it? Anyway, whatever the Portuguese food is. So.
No, I really hope that if anything, I really hope that Moon Boots doesn't know any of the kiss up kind of Portuguese kind of lingo because if hopefully Nuno, but then again Nuno, I believe he even got a sporting doctorate so he is even a doctor. He's a wise man. I think he'll see past the likes of Moon Boots kissing up to him in his native tongue. I think he'll see all by it. I think he'll see all past it, hopefully.
I don't think Dyer will go.
I don't think Nuno's a sporting fan either, so maybe that might help as well. I don't think he's a sporting fan. He might not actually even rate the academy as sporting. I think he's more of a Porto guy, so maybe he doesn't like Eric Dyer for that reason as well.
I mean, there's a lot. Let's be honest here. There's a lot of unknowns here because with Nuno, he's a new coach, so. We don't know his feelings on players. Whereas when we had other managers in, we got to know what Pochettino wanted and what Mourinho liked, and you sort of go from there. So I think Dyer will stay, which is fine by me if we get 3 or 4 decent centre backs. So he only plays at on the and again Dyer a few seasons ago he puts in he's got that aggression, but his positional sense, he makes the mistakes and then he blames everyone else. The other player everyone seems to forget is Sanchez. That's a strange one. Sanchez. Now, Sanchez, I think someone described him as basically an athlete, not a footballer. And his positional sense is all over the place. He's actually quite a decent player as far as, competing and tackling and that sort of thing. But he's positionally, he's woeful. But then again, our whole defence was positionally woeful last season. So that's a strange one. That's one of those sort of players that for years, and again, it's one of those things. I always used to give a new player 2 seasons. Well, how long has Sanchez been there? 3, 4 seasons now?
Yeah, about that.
And it's like
44 million as well. Just to remind you.
But again, so 44 million, that will probably go against selling him because believe it, he want to get his money back. So,
Yeah. No, 100%. But come here, Brad. Look, last question, my man. Is it going home or is it going to Rome?
Right. Here's my prediction. I predicted 2-1 against Denmark. I'm very much a law of averages person. When you have a certain amount of runs, they have to come to an end. We played Germany. Well, first of all, we played Croatia in the first game. We'd never won an opening game in the tournament. We won that. We played Germany. We'd been knocked out by Germany, 4 times in the knockout? Well, the last knockout game effectively was the World Cup final. And I thought, well, that run's got to come to an end. I've seen England lose 4 semi-finals, or how many? 2 semi-finals, 3 semi-finals, whatever it is. I've seen Spurs lose so many semi-finals. So I thought that record's got to come to an end. Look at the final. We haven't won the final. I've seen Spurs lose finals, and Italy unbeaten in 33 games. That record's got to come to an end at some stage. So on that basis, I think England can win. But that's the only basis. I'm not going on who's the better team, because it's on the night. It's the bit of luck that you get. You know, Sterling got the penalty. A lot of people said it wasn't. I thought it was. He got the penalty. We got the goal. We went through. You know, so I think it's the luck comes into it. They're both quite even teams. I thought Italy was very good against Belgium. Was it Belgium?
Yeah.
But against Spain, they were outplayed, I thought. So there's weaknesses there. Kane against Chiellini. Will it be Kane's brilliance, or will Chiellini just do the old Italian job on him and just sort of keep hacking him down? I don't know. But I'm sort of, because it's a cliche, and I know you guys hate hearing it, but the 55 years of hurt, it was 30 years when that song first came out. Eventually, that's got to come to an end.
I mean, maybe quickly as well. Will they be relying on maybe former Irishmen, to bring it home tomorrow as well?
Who's the former Irishman?
Rice, Declan Rice, he wore a green jersey, and Jack Greenish as well. Look,
they relied on them against the Germans. They relied on them against the Germans. The former Irishmen to get the job done.
I don't care. I don't. And you know what? I thought Saka for the Arsenal player was brilliant the other night. And
we're not allowing that on this channel.
But what I'm saying is that the people like the lead judges, I thought it was DT, but whoever it was, not cheering because it was Kane scoring the goal. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. You support your club team and you support your country. It's and of course I'm chuffed that Harry Kane is a Spurs player. Don't get me wrong, and I felt ill the other day when we got the penalty. I felt sick. I really did. I'm there watching it, going, "Oh, come on, Harry, come on," sort of thing. Oh, please, and obviously the rest is history. But I think, and on Monday morning, I could be saying, "Oh, what did I say that for?" And I'll be regretting drinking loads and loads of beer. I've got to work next week because my colleague's in Jamaica, so I've got to cover for him, so I can't even have the day off. So I've got to go to work. Well, when I say I'm still working from home, but so I think we can do it. And I've said if we win the final, I will learn Southgate, You're the One, which will be, me learning an Atomic Kitten song. Who knew? So that's what I'm doing. From my point of view, I know you guys know, and that's fair enough. From my point of view, I hope we do tomorrow.
Nah, no worries at all. Look, Brad, thank you so much. Look, go and enjoy your night. Enjoy tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be, in bed with tears on Monday watching Godfather, crying after defeat. But look, Brad, you go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend, my man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night, Brad. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad. Brad, absolute great guest, boys. Absolute great guest. So he is. He's pumped for the game. And we do have a super chat to get to here as well, Jacko.
From Alli.
It's from the wonderful Alli again.
Oh yeah, sorry. The general, really, from the general, from the general, David, from the general.
The general. Sorry, it's the general. And she says Paratici to do an Ndombele so he can drop his shoulder and swerve round Levy and nick his wallet. Those deals over the line, and Højbjerg can slide tackle Levy out of the club, never to return. No, 100%. Look, you are the general, Ellie. So why don't you just pick up Levy in your convertible? Maybe watch a bit of that film Goodfellas, and take it from there. No, big up, Ellie. I really do, or the general. I really do appreciate the super chat.
Absolutely,
yeah.
To the
look,
general.
hope the Ndombele can run rings around Daniel Levy, and we can spend his credit card and get some of these players in. What do you think, Jack?
No, I think Ellie's exactly right. I think the general is exactly right. I think I think Paratici, just needs to, give Levy a bit of the shake, with the hips, then, dip into Levy's purse while he's not looking, pull a couple fivers out, pull a couple, 20 mils out, get a couple players in, while he's not looking, and then, just apologize, later after all the players are signed and, and done. And then, like you said, David, just give him a bit of the Ndombele shoulder, just steal a little bit, out of Levy's purse. And I think it will all be just make all the Spurs fans a bit happier at the end of the day. I think the general is exactly right.
No, 100%. Thank you so much, the general. Everybody else, feel free to keep supporting the channel. throw in and out super chat, grab a channel membership as well, and come on and have your say with us. But thank you, the General. Thanks so much for your support. Paddy Harnett's in the building. Big up, Paddy. I hope you're keeping well. He just said, just so your names. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Amir Sardar says, great chat, lads. We need to focus on getting rid of the Deadwood and signing 3 or 4 top players. We need to upgrade the defence. Big up the Harris Army. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Amir Sardar, legend. Brad is such a legend, so insightful, really nice to listen to.
Yeah, Brad is class.
Paul Jones says, we are the self... I don't know what that means.
Preservation Society. Don't get it either, David.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Aaron Dove, Aglea says, big up Atomic Kitten. She wants to hear a bit of it. We have ATM Nerd. He says 2 times we take the Gooner off, and after that we end up scoring and going to win the game. Exactly. You tell him. Mark Swift's in the building, telling everyone to like and sub. And the Outlads in the building. He says Harry Kane is a Paddy. He also asked me to get my ears lowered. No, I just got a fresh cut today, Outlaad. Looking good, carrying on the good, strong genes of the family. Of the dominant male features in the family, just carrying them on, getting a clean shave, a nice haircut. Look at me, I'm looking fresh. Best I've looked since 1991. Right. Brilliant, absolutely love it. And if anyone wants this quality haircut, get in contact with me. I'll send you on to my cousin, man. Great barber. And the old lad saying Declan Rice is a Paddy too, 100%. And he says Harry Maguire too. Adam Phillips says if Ndombele doesn't set the Premier League this season, he needs to go. Yeah, look, if he doesn't set the Premier League, maybe he can set, the kitchen and McDonald's because that's where he's going if he doesn't look up his ideas. Look, it was supposed to be the Yeet Kid next, but he's very graciously let Bob come in for a quick 10-minute cameo before he starts his show at 10 o'clock. After Bob, we have the Yeet Kid, we have Chris, and then we have Giuseppe in the background as well. And we'll get them 3 and then we'll be ending the show. But Bob, how are you keeping, my man?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm all good, lad. Listening to a bit of, what's that opera singer? What was his name, Jack? Pavarotti. Listening to a bit of Pavarotti now, watching The Godfather today before I came on. Just getting pumped up for the Italian job tomorrow while I'm eating pizza.
That's it. Get all the Italian you can in right now because they're going to be going underground on Monday, mate. So take as much Italian as you can in for the next couple of days because they're going to be nowhere to be seen from Monday. So I'd do the same as well.
You know what, Bob, maybe I might just say in return to you is that Bob, you might not remember, but a very long time ago at one point, the Romans did actually rule England and, English was the underground language and Italian was, the language spoken above ground. So I will say that might be happening tomorrow, just to remind you.
Yeah, but there was no football back then, so I couldn't give 2 shits. So
all only art, sculpting. And
you're talking about Spurs, aren't you?
Yeah,
I thought you just came on to gloat, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
Monday. Bob, look, while you're here, I may as well, get a bit of Spurs out of you, you know what I mean? Yeah. Sitting there with your big smug smile. But look, it is what it is. But, Bob, what's your expectations for Spurs this season?
I'm going with Ellie. She was going, let's go for the league. No, it's a clean slate, mate, isn't it? And unfortunately, that might mean the same with some Deadwood players as well. Nuno might think, right, clean slate, let's see how everyone performs. But shit players will always be shit players. So I can't see the likes of Winks and Sissoko turning it around. Maybe Nuno needs to see it with his own eyes, or hopefully Jose's given them a call and told him what they're like. But Conference League, I'm with you. I said this right from the off. We need to blood some youngsters in there, but it's one of those competitions I really want to win as well. Yeah. And if we put our mind to it, I don't see why we can't. And obviously, as long as we see progression, we weren't that far off top 4. No matter how rubbish a season it was, we weren't that far off top 4. Obviously, the teams above us had a bit of a rubbish season, but what's to say that 2 of them might not have another one? So as long as there's progression, which I've got faith that there's bound to be progression from last season, a good cup run or 2, and that's what I expect. Obviously, transfer's got a lot to do with it. It looks like Tomiyasu's just about nearly over the line. It looks like it's going to be confirmed by Monday. Don't be surprised if we hear anything tomorrow or Monday. And that's the first of hopefully a few signings to come in. But Deadwood need to go out as well, which surprises me that hasn't, because we need the money.
Yeah, you're right, actually, Bob. Maybe, Bob, quickly here, would you consider, because, David's been asking a version of this question before with what you might expect under Nuno, but would you consider maybe, let's say Nuno gets a really good cup run, takes us to the final, let's say we win a final, let's say it's the Conference League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever it is. Let's say we win a cup of some sort and we finish above Arsenal. Would you consider that maybe a success under his first
100%.
season? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, it's an improvement to last season.
It would be.
I'm finishing above. It's improvement from last season. I'm finishing above Arsenal. That could mean finishing 7th and above Arsenal, because I don't think they're going to be pulling up many trees this season. But top 4 would be absolutely fantastic, and there's absolutely no reason why we can't aim for the top 4 if we keep Kane. For me, Kane, Sonny, Højbjerg, Ndombele, hopefully, fingers crossed. Roden, for me, are top 4 players. Ndombele needs to get that right. We spoke about this before. He needs to get this right and his belly right, and I think it can be absolutely fantastic. But at least 4 top 4 players, and we need to build around these players, and hopefully we get the right recruitment. We'll get the recruitment right, and then top 4. But cup run and a cup win and finish above Arsenal easily. I'll take that easily, mate.
100%. Look, I have a question for you. I just take the super chat, Bob. It's from Brad Matthews. Big up, Brad. He says, "Cheers, guys. Did you know that Kane comes from the Latin Cana Homa? Translation, coming home." Big up, Brad. Really appreciate it. That's funny. That made me laugh, man. Big up, Brad, with the sense of humour. Big up, Brad. And he also says, get your likes. Smash that Irish elbow on the like button. If you're new, make sure you do smash and subscribe as well. And he says, get the super chats in, everyone. Top show. Big up, Brad. Thank you so much for the support, my man. Anyone else, if you're enjoying the show, you want to help supporting the Irish Hotspur, the Harris Army, just feel free to drop the super chat in, or grab yourself a channel membership later. Bob, how do you feel about players that don't want to be here?
Don't keep them. I mean, Toby's made so many. It's twice now, isn't it? That he's been saying that whispers have come out that he wants to leave. See you later. Yes, he might be a defender that we need to keep with his experience. I think the younger defenders need to sponge off him. But big up, Ellie. But if he wants to go, we should not be keeping anyone who don't want to stay. And unfortunately, that goes for Harry Kane as well. If he really, really wants to go, then get the right price and let him go. It comes down to recruitment. We need to spend the money right. We need to spend the money right. I don't want any club playing for my football club who doesn't want to be there. Now, Kane's a different animal. I think if he doesn't want to stay, we totally understand. But the likes of Toby and all that, what worries me is some of the Deadwood who want to stay. Winks apparently is happy to stay.
Of course he is, Bob. Of course he is, because he knows he's not going to go to another club on the similar level of Tottenham. Look, I know he's rumoured with United, but honestly, if that happens, I'll run around with my pants down, because you know what I mean. I genuinely don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just rumours. You know what I mean? You want another midfielder that they haven't been able to get, maybe like Calvin Phillips or Ward Prowse. Yeah. And quick, put it out there that we're looking for Harry Winks to see if they'll come scrambling back and give us a lower price. It's well known in football, and I just hope Winks isn't given a second chance. To be honest with you, I really do, because we just need to stop being so mollycoddling these players. We need to just cut the umbilical cord sometimes. I get it. We love Tottenham. Some people, I don't particularly want to be speaking bad about Tottenham, but I'm not going to sit here and lick a player's ass if he doesn't deserve it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, we spoke about that earlier. We've been speaking about that. A lot of the questions have even been that over the course of this offseason. I feel like it's like, which players do you kind of baby? Which players do you kind of accept that they, deserve special treatment? Like, which players do you give special treatment to? And some people are saying, look, Winks is being bullied too much. Winks needs the special treatment. And it's just like, that's the last player on my list that, last of my priorities that I would be thinking as a manager to give special treatment to. Because sometimes, Bob, if you ask me, sometimes we forget that the manager has 26, 28, different personalities to deal with. And, sometimes Harry Stinks is maybe the last of his priorities in terms of who he actually, is concerned about, about who's feeling wrong, who's feeling, bad. And maybe I might just say to you then, Bob, maybe to transition this, if Tanguy, Gio Lo Celso, Dele, who do you see maybe losing out, maybe the favor of Nuno? Because I see two of them maybe getting significant play time of those three. I see two of them getting significant play time. But which one do you think might lose out? Which one might be the last pick of the litter?
Yeah, it's up to. First of all, I read headling. He mentioned that Rodon is not top 4 quality. My mistake, and I've said this on previous streams. I believe he's got the potential to become top 4 quality. I
Easily.
really do. I think he's got. I think if Toby leaves, he's going to be our best defender there. So I believe he's got the top 4 qualities, certainly potential wise. But out of those 3 players, it's down to them, mate. You know, it's down to them. All of them. If Nuno is doing the whole clean slate thing with these 3 in particular, then it's up to them to prove to Nuno that they're undroppable. I think Alli mentioned in his interview, you know, he unfortunately didn't give the manager the option not to drop him. You know, it didn't make him himself undroppable. So it's up to him to turn it around. And Ndombele, get on that diet, sort your mental state out. And again, I'll keep on saying, you know what I'm going to say. He has got the ability to become the best midfielder in the world, in my eyes. As for Lo Celso, he's had a good Copa America. He's done really well. The ball he put through to Messi the other day was absolutely brilliant, and he's obviously got a cup final 1 o'clock UK time. In their own way, it's a fresh start for them, isn't it? It's a clean slate for all of them in a way. Even if the same manager was there, they need to start from afresh. So it's up to them, mate. All of them, ability-wise, I think Ndombele is probably the most skillful out of all of them. Got the most ability out of all of them, but it's up to them. It's up to them, and I don't. Luckily for them 3, I don't think they're on the to-go list at the start of the season. I think they'll all be given till at least Jan to see how it. Might be given the whole season, but at least they've got the knowledge of they've got till Jan to prove themselves.
For us, to fans at least till Jan. Exactly right.
Exactly. So luckily for them, I don't think they'll be the sort of players who will be investing in or selling, trying to build a revenue up with. So it's up to them. It's up to them.
Definitely.
Yeah, sorry about that, Bob. I had the water's running through me today. I had to run to the jacks there.
That's right, mate.
But look, what player do you see improving the most under Nuno between Bergwijn, Ronald McDombele, Lo Celso, and Dele Alli? Yeah,
I think we just said, Ndombele is up to him, up to himself. It's all very. I don't want a manager to come in and give him special treatment. He's good enough. We can all see what he's got in him, what attributes he's got. So he needs to get his mental side around, and the manager will automatically pick him because of the abilities he's got. Dele Alli again, clean slate, making all the right words. It's up to him. Lo Celso, great Copa America, needs to follow that, bring that form over to the Premier League and Spurs. And Bergwijn, you know what I think of Bergwijn, mate. I've got a lot of faith in him. I've got a lot of time for him. I think
you're Bergwijn sexual.
Yeah, he's mentally weak. He was mentally weak last season. We all know that because Liverpool, the amount of abuse he got, shouldn't have derailed his season the way it did. And he can only learn from it. He can only look at himself. And again, another person is up to him. He needs to learn from it and think, right, I need to be able to take this shit and not get to me that much. And then, because I believe there's a player in there, there really is a player. And again, all four players that you mentioned, I don't think are on the list to get out of the club. They're not on the Deadwood list.
I don't think so either,
There's at least 6 or 7 players before them who would move on. So at least they've got that peace of mind that they've got to at least Jan to show where they are. They're not going to get rid of everyone, all 4 of them in Jan if they're not good enough. But at least to us fans and more importantly, let's be honest, to Nuno, show that they're worthy of wearing that Spurs shirt.
No, I fully agree. But look, Bob, why I still like you before I ask you the last question. Why don't you tell us what's coming up on your channel tonight and give your channel a bit of plug on a push to 1K, and then I'll ask you my last question.
Oh, cheers, mate. I've got a preview of the Euros tomorrow. I've got 2 Italians on my streams to make it even. Got myself and Kirsten. I've opened up the stream to the YouTube family and come on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever they want. Just tell me how they're feeling about tomorrow's game or prediction to give, and that's it. So expect a few familiar faces to come on, give their 2 pence worth, and yeah, but the host will be myself, Cursed, who's been, by the way, has been taking a bit of shit on social media for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, the last person in line to last person who should.
Mate, these haters need to get over themselves. And there's a certain individual who I'm not going to mention on air because he's getting a lot of airtime via other channels. He needs to get his facts right before he starts spewing shit as well about us YouTubers. So yeah, but yeah, going off topic. So I'll have myself, Iggy, another Italian, his mate Mario, and Cursed, and then whoever else wants to pop on throughout the evening, just to gauge your feeling, see how they're feeling about tomorrow, and if anyone is shitting themselves.
May I add, Bob? You also look very fashionable as well. You look very swaddled. Very comfortable. I was just going to say when you
Smalls.
I was going to say, Dave, he kind of looks like Pep Guardiola to a degree. He kind of looks like, Pep Guardiola. You're almost kind of
said that much. Come on, don't say that.
But David, we've been roasting, the Pep Guardiola fashion. I think if you were standing next to Pep on the touchline, you would be absolutely outclassing him, Bob, is what I would say.
No, that's easy, isn't it? That's like
making the flat cap look very good. Making the flat cap look very good for us.
I mean, did you see that tweet that came out saying when he's wearing a flat cap? Right, or when is it right to wear a flat cap? There's a big tweet going around from 2018, and there's a big debate going on.
Oh, to your wedding, to your wedding.
Anytime.
It's always great to wear a flat cap. You can wear it with a tracksuit, you can wear it with shorts and t-shirt, and most importantly, you can wear it with a suit. So what more do you want? You can
never
wear it with
not
anything.
Appropriate.
Exactly.
But look, Bobby Smalls, everybody do get over and check out Bob Spur TV. I'm nicknaming him Bobby Smalls from now on. But everybody do get over and check out Bob Spur TV. But Bob, now I'm going to end up hating you. But is it going home or going to Rome?
Mate, I have to, putting all the bias to let's put all the friendly banter and all that shit to one side. The 2 best teams have ended in the final.
That's fair.
The two, and normally 9 times out of 10, the final will be the hardest game we play because it is going to be the best 2 teams facing each other.
I agree with that.
Whatever route you get to, whoever you need to play, it's always the 2 best teams. Personally, of course, I'm going to say Spurs there. Of course, I'm going to say England. Home advantage is going to count for a lot. The fact it's familiar ground, the fact that the 55 years of hate, the fact that Southgate, by hook or crook, by luck or whatever, has managed to get every single decision right, and it's worked for him. Luck has been on our side as well. You need luck, of course. So everything does sway towards England, but obviously Italy are the best team we're going to feature, which we're always going to, whoever's going to be in the final, because they're going to be the best team. But yeah, of course, I'm going to say England. I'm fully confident, and I believe we'll. It's going to be tight. I've said right from the off 0-0, and us win on penalties. And that's with
Pickford will cost you on penalties. He's too erratic. He's too emotional. If he doesn't keep a lid on it tomorrow, he's going to cost you big time.
Exactly what I was going to say. The one person who can cost us tomorrow is going to be Pickford. If he reminded me of what Joe Hart was against Croatia in 2018. Yeah. It was just too worked up. Him flying out for a through ball, taking out an Italian Insigne or a Chiesa and getting a red card, or throwing out a ball to an Italian attacker, is the only player, and I mean that, the only player who worries me. He needs to calm down, have some, I don't know, whatever, to calm himself down, calming tablets, whatever there might be. He's the only person that worries me, mate, is Pickford.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to Insigne inscribing his, like you said, insignia into England tomorrow. So absolutely. But big up, Pop. Good to have you.
Yeah. Big up, guys. Big up.
Look,
Thanks
you get over to your
Bobby.
stream. Everybody, Bobby Smalls over on Bob Spur TV. It's starting in 10 minutes. Get
my
over
ex
there,
used to
check
call me,
it out.
My ex used to call me Bobby Small, but we won't go into that. Big up, guys.
Probably for good reason, Bob.
Big up.
No, big up, Bob. Absolute legend. Guys, that's Bobby Smalls. Big up, Bob. Absolute legend. Everybody get over and check out his channel. Make sure you smash and subscribe on it. And when we're finished here, I'll get you to go over there and do a raid on the channel. Make sure you type in #Harris Army. But look, Jackie, take it away here, lad.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another just such another very generous super chat from the general herself. And she says, Ben and Jerry's for the Irish Hotspur, and for Jack, Mr. Stats, King Kaneko. I love it. I think Kanekanenko is really what I really want to be. But yeah, for King Kaneko, I actually love that. Thank you, General. And she says, save some for Pierre Emile Brickhouse, a spoon or two. No, definitely save him a spoon or two. To be honest, he deserves a whole pint at least before the season even starts. To be honest, I'd save him at least a couple of pints of, maybe a bit of cookie dough, a bit of that pistachio as well. For him, whatever he wants. To be honest, whatever Hoy Beer wants in the market, he can have. To be honest, David, but. Really, thank you so much, Ellie, the general. Way too kind to us. She's been so kind to us, David. And she had such a class call-in as well, and she's still supporting us with the super chats. She's the absolute general of the Harris Army.
No, absolutely brilliant. Of course, look, I'd love to share a tub of Ben and Jerry's with the Brick House himself, Ellie. I'd absolutely love it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you helping support the channel. Everybody else, if you want to help support the channel and you're enjoying the show, why not throw in a super chat or grab a channel membership? And also, most importantly, make sure you smash a like on the stream as well, guys. And if you're new, subscribe on the channel. But yeah, no, look, I have a tub of cookie dough ready to open for the McGregor fight tonight, Ellie. So that will replace the full tub that I'm going to devour tonight. When McGregor kicks Poirier's arse. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Ellie, the general. Really, really, really do appreciate it. And from now on, if you're putting in Jack, you have to call him Kanikalenko. But look, we're going to get on the Yid Kid here. Then we'll get on, if it's all right, we're going to get the Yid Kid on. Then we're going to get on Giuseppe Grimes. And then I'm going to get Chris on last because I know Giuseppe Grimes is looking to head out, maybe pull a bird or two. So, I do want to get him on before he heads out. But look, we have the Yid Kid, the famous Yid Kid, a.k.a. Daniel. How are you keeping, my man?
What's up, Daniel?
Okay. I'm fantastic. Just wanted to say big up the Harris Army. Last time I came on, you guys smashed the 200 goal, and the Harris Army is huge.
Absolutely.
No, it is. It's the best thing on the internet, isn't it, lad?
Yeah, 100%. Now we're building up the Yid Kid Army.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Look, the Harris Army and the Yid Kid Army be a marriage of very powerful marriage. We could practically, raid any channel there is. Absolutely, Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. What's the story? Says the Italians would be looking at Raheem in admiration, saying, "Why can't we dive like that? It's perfection."
No, let me say to him. I just want to say to your dad. What I say to you, David. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing if Sterling's going to be performing in Tokyo this summer for the 16-meter, for the 10-meter dive. So maybe even a bit for the synchronized swimming as well. I just really think he would be absolutely brilliant. Off the diving board.
Oh no, 100%. That's absolutely brilliant. Brad Matthews has just ordered himself a pizza and some cookie dough, Ben and Jerry's.
Class.
Big up, Brad.
Class.
Big up, Brad. And Brad, while you're at it, while you have a bit of chill time, email Ben and Jerry's. Everyone in the Harris Army, get over and email Ben and Jerry's. Keep putting the pressure on them for a sponsorship. But look, Daniel, let's get down to business, my man. What's your expectations for Tottenham this season?
It depends 100%. Right now, if we continue with the squad without any new transfers, I'm saying 6th or 5th. 5th would have to be my normal expectation. I don't think top 4. I honestly don't think so. If Kane goes, definitely no top 4. Mm-hmm. But I think top 5 is reasonable. But if we do have a good transfer window, my answer might change. I mean, we've been looking into Lacroix, right? Lacroix for me is just, I love that guy. I don't know, Jack. You watch a little bit of Brazil Scout. I watch him a lot, and I don't know if you watch his clips. He's a beast. He is a
beast. You're absolutely right. Sorry, no, I interrupted you. What were you going to say, Daniel?
No, it was just he's a beast, and I'm looking forward to if we do get him. Maybe we. I'm pretty sure I forgot his name now. The Japanese defender.
Tomiyasu, right?
Tomiyasu. We could pull him. I'm pretty sure that's already a done deal. And a few other defenders, and the next season could be interesting.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And as well with I don't know if it's, LaCroix or LaCroix, because we even have, a drink over here called LaCroix, and it feels kind of mean to call him that. But with him, yeah, he's been an absolute beast in the Bundesliga this season. Even Wolfsburg, very unexpectedly had probably one of the best campaigns you could say in the Bundesliga this season. They were sitting very comfortably, I think, in third position for practically the entire season, then kind of slipped up at the end a little bit. I had a bit of a scare, but they've been absolutely brilliant, and that's been pretty much thanks to Lacroix.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be absolutely class. Maybe what I might ask you, Daniel, is it seems like Paratici has been doing this strategy where he's kind of inquiring, right, with a ton of players in the same position and then figuring out what is the best price, what might be the best value of the money. What do you make of this strategy? Is it a bit torture? Do you think it's smart at the end of the day? What do you make of it?
I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to get a football. Because if we get if we get linked to so many players and then we don't get anybody, it doesn't mean anything. I would just rather not get linked to anybody. So it would be wasting my energy. It would be wasting my time. It would be wasting my everything. And I just want to get an actual player in. Somebody that is actually going to be, because I don't understand why we keep getting linked to midfielders. Today I wake up and we're being linked to Isco. Like, I don't understand it. I mean, we got to get rid of midfielders instead of inquiring midfielders. So I think I don't understand the midfielder part. But the defenders, obviously we need the defenders. If Kane goes, we need a striker. We've been linked to Danny Ings recently quite a lot. I mean, with the strategy that Paratici is using, I mean, I've been looking at it. I'm trying. What do you guys think a percentage of if you hear a transfer, a rumor, the percentage of it being true? What do you think a percentage of Tottenham's transfer rumors pulling it off would be?
It's not really pulling it off. It's more just like me even believing that we're even in the talks is maybe where we start, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I'd say to you on that, you kid, is that, look, with the transfer window, it's all a big money generator. The agents get a piece, the likes of Sky Sports, they all get their piece, the clubs get their piece, and they all use each other, to be able to negotiate other deals. So for instance, like I was saying, United probably put it out there about Winks, but have probably already inquired about the likes of Ward-Prowse or someone like that, or maybe Calvin Phillips or someone like that. And you know what I mean? They're just trying to get a lower percentage because maybe Leeds or Southampton will come out and say, United are after Winks, so we better lower our value. You know what I mean? If we do want the money and stuff like that. So look, with the transfer rumor, the transfer mill, look, it's probably only about 10% of it. I think you'll find at the end of the day, 10 to 15% of it, very small percentage of it, is actually true. But make no mistakes about it. It's not only the papers, Sky Sports and that make up rumours, but the agents and the clubs themselves. Trust me, they all play their part. Daniel, we have a super chat here, and it's from the General. And she says, Yid Kid Army, marriage made in heaven, and what a great, great follower of Spurs, who just knows his stuff and so on point with his player knowledge.
Yidkid, Daniel, you got a fan in the General. You got a fan in Alli the Højbjerg. I mean, I don't have to tell you, but I mean, to be honest, you should be honored just because she's the General of the Harris Army. She's been having 2 class call-in shows. She's very generous to us. She's an absolute legend in the comments, and she's taken a liking to you.
Yeah, big up Ellie. I mean, absolute legend, Ellie. I love her when I listen to her talking about Spurs. Great insights.
No,
brilliant,
100%.
brilliant.
And Aaron Dove says there's only 84 likes on the stream. Make it 100. The Harris Army. Big up.
And Aaron, don't apologize for the pronunciation. I think he said it's a Lacroix. Yeah, Lacroix or Lacroix. Good to know, Aaron. Especially Aaron. He's taken a bit of the Italian pronunciations. Recently to heart, David. Absolutely love it, Aaron. Thank you so much.
No, big up, Harry. But look, Daniel. What formation would you like to see Spurs play next season?
Oh, I want to see what Nuno wants, because I want a different formation, because obviously last season it didn't work, right? I'm honestly, I said it last time when I came on, Nuno plays what he wants because he knows what he's doing. But the number one thing that's important is for Levy not to get into any of it, for him not to stick his finger in the food when he's having breakfast. But with the formation, he wants 3 at the back. Let him play 3 at the back. I don't see the problem with it. If you start seeing Harry Winks getting into the lineup, I have a feeling Levy's starting to put his fingers, starting to get his nails into the food, and the whole hand is going in with the thumb. Once you see Musa
Sissoko sticky fingers.
Yeah. I mean, guys, I woke up this morning. Guys, I have a funny story. I was sleeping right before I went to bed. I was watching I don't know if you guys remember the Levy video.
Right. That's a horrible thing to watch before you go to bed, but yeah,
I know,
continue.
I was making the notes because I had a video idea about all the lies he said in that video, and I was writing them down, and then I had to go to bed.
Good on you.
And then, so I put down my computer, right? At 3 a.m, my computer starts playing the same clip, full volume, and all I hear is, we care about all the valuations of the club. We care about we want our players. 3 a.m, my whole house wakes up. Daniel Levy wakes up the whole house, and I'm like, what's going on here?
No, I mean, it's probably just Daniel, you realize, you left him on a little too long, probably just, took over the computer, took over the speakers of the house. Yeah, Daniel, that was the mistake. Like I said, that's a horrible thing to do to yourself and do to your family, to watch Levy right before you go to bed, even if you're doing it for research purposes, Daniel. Just don't do that to yourself. Wait till the sun is rising, make sure you have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea next to you. You can't be looking at Levy when it's past dark.
Yeah, I mean, that guy scares me.
Yeah, definitely. At least maybe in terms of, we can kind of, bringing up Højbjerg a lot. Obviously, Alli, the general Højbjerg, has taken a liking to you. What do you make maybe of Højbjerg possibly? It seems like a lot of us want Højbjerg to be made captain, but, maybe you might be aware of this. Is it kind of a thing where it might be a bit more difficult, a bit more complicated than it is? Might be difficult to take the captain's badge, off of Lloris or off of Kane. What do you think of maybe making Højbjerg captain?
Yeah, when it comes to Lloris, goalkeepers, I've heard someone, I don't know if it was I think it might have been Brad. He came on and he said that the goalkeepers are not vocal.
Right.
I honestly think that they are quite vocal, because you look at them and you're all the way in the back, right? And you see the whole pitch. So you're getting the whole view of the pitch, and you're supposed to be screaming at your players. I mean, my father's a goalkeeper, and he always does it. That's why he's the captain of his club too. And he's always screaming at his players I don't think Hugo, though, is a great captain. There, I understand. But I think goalkeepers do make good captains.
It's not related to being a goalkeeper, is what you're saying, right? Yeah. It's just Hugo. Hugo. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Would you say then, let's say they take it away from Hugo, would you give it to Kane then, or do you think it might just go to Kane? Would you give it to Højbjerg? Who would you give the armband to?
Okay, guys, look, I absolutely love Kane. There's nothing. He's a phenomenal player. But in the Amazon documentary, when I was watching him as a captain, all he was saying in those team talks was cursing. All the team there was nothing like motivation. Come on, guys, fucking do it. Come on, guys, do it. And then like, I think what we need is more of a Højbjerg, because he's like that motivational guy. Because Kane, what he does is he scores goals, and that's where his inspiration comes from.
Yeah. And
then you've got Højbjerg, where he's literally crawling on the ground to get to a ball. It's like he's on a battlefield. And then you got Winks chasing Jack Grealish to find out what shampoo he uses for his hair, and what salon he goes to braid his hair. And then you've got Dele trying to braid his spider hair in the bench. And then you got Ndombele with eating his burger. But then you got Højbjerg crawling around the pitch with mud all over him. That's why, for me, I think he's the perfect captain. And I don't know, maybe Hugo stays for a few more years. He'll stay captain. I don't think Nuno has I don't think he's a bad manager, but I don't think he has the guts to take the captain armband away from Hugo Lloris. When he's been captaining everywhere he's gone. He's been captaining Tottenham for the last 4 years, and he's captaining a World Cup winning side. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, unless he leaves.
Yeah. No, 100%. And look, 2 more questions for you, kid. First one is do you see Nuno getting more out of Tanguy on the pitch this time round? Third manager, of course.
I mean, I hope so, because Tanguy is just a wizard. His foot is a wand. Like, that guy, the things he can do with a ball, I've never seen them before. But what he's got is he's got a situation, because honestly, when Ryan Mason was in charge, you saw he was not getting picked, and a lot of people were wondering if it was Ryan Mason picking his mates. But then when it comes to the national team, he got picked. Musa Sissoko got picked over him. So then you realize it's not Ryan Mason; it's actually him. And then I mean, with Ndombele, he needs to just put if he puts like if a player mix with Højbjerg and Ndombele, that player would be the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's look if it comes down to him at the end of the day now. His hunger, his desire, his passion to get back properly fit as well. And look, Daniel, last question for you. And I know you've been a huge advocate of England. You know, you've been in the chats putting in, come on, England and all to wind me up. But look, is it going home or going to Rome?
It's coming home. It's coming home. I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but I think football's coming home. I mean, 56 years. The last time they made it all the way to a quarterfinal without conceding a goal was when they won the World Cup. I mean, it's about time football comes home, and I think Harry Kane is the perfect person to captain England for football to come home.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Good answer. And look, I know you're going to have one eye on the Copa America tonight as well. You know, 1 p.m. for us Irish folks over here, or 1 a.m. Sorry for us Irish folks over here. But who do you think is going to win the Copa America?
I'm part Brazilian, so I really want Brazil to win the Copa America. I've got a few Argentinian friends. We're gonna go to a restaurant to watch the game later on today. So
Class.
yeah, I mean, I hope my parents don't get too hangover because I want to watch the England game tomorrow as well. So
nice.
Yeah, but I want Brazil to win. I've said a prediction. I'm thinking 3-1 Brazil, and a hat trick from Neymar and a goal and a penalty from Messi.
Interesting.
No, 100%. But look, before you go, my man, I want you to plug your channel. Your great channel.
Well, you guys can find me at the Lead Kid. Harris Army has brought me up to 200 subscribers. Thank you so much for that, David. I mean, I do daily podcasts. I try my best to do daily podcasts. Sometimes I can't now that the season's starting up. But every Monday, I'm for sure I do a podcast with guests. And David, you said you're gonna come on one day. This Monday. So it will be interesting to bring you on. Jack has been on once.
Yeah, David, you got some big shoes to fill. You know, there've been some there's been some big absolute, movie stars that, filled the boots ahead of you. So, see how he does. Put him under the iron. Put him under the iron, you kid.
Daniel's waiting for Mr. Hollywood to arrive, lad. That's all it is. Everyone else that's been on before, Jack, they're all the side actors. Mr. Hollywood's coming in tomorrow with the shades and everything.
I can't wait, David. I can't wait. See you there.
Thank you, Daniel. Class. Absolute class. Class. Thank you, Daniel.
By the time you'll come on, football would have come home.
Whoa.
No, it wouldn't have. You might look. I think most of your questions are going to be, how do you feel as being Irish, England winning and all? I think you might have to rearrange your script once the Italians do the job, my man.
Love it.
Yeah.
But everybody, please do get over, check out you kid Daniel. Great guest, great energy, and very, very well spoken, who makes some great points. So please get over and check out the Yid Kid on YouTube.
Big up,
Daniel.
Yid Kid.
Thank you for your time, my man.
Thank you so much. Come on, you Spurs. Enoch out, Levy out.
Big up. Thanks for your patience as well, Yid Kid. Big
Come
up.
on, you Spurs. Levy out. Big up, Daniel. Absolute legend. The kid is a legend, guys. Make sure you do get over there and check them out. Look, we're going to get Joe Grimes on. We're going to squeeze him in here before we get Chris on. I know Joe is dying to get down to the pub for a juicy pint.
What a name. What a name. Giuseppe Grimasecco coming into the building, David. Prosecco for Grimasecco. There's a Prosecco for Grimasecco, on the bar. Love it. Absolutely.
You'll be drinking some Peroni tonight.
I have Peroni in the fridge, actually, yeah. A bit of, what's the other thing? Birra Moretto or something's the other beer.
Right.
There to have that in the fridge, so yeah, I'm all set to go.
Yeah, what are you tasting? Are you tasting any Mancini tactics or anything? With the Peroni, is there something in the water over there that might be different than what the English are different, or than what the English are drinking? Is there anything different in the Peroni? Is there something that maybe they're missing?
Mancini has got something up his sleeve. I think the Italian midfield is going to win the game for us tomorrow. So,
right. Completely
Jack,
right.
or Giuseppe. How hurt will you be if England do win this tomorrow?
It's going to be a tough pill to swallow now, I'm not going to lie, Dave. I meant to ask Jack, actually, what's the travel situation with the US? Because I might fly over there if England win.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, maybe we might, trade places a bit. But to be honest, I think, David mentioned Alaska, and I will say, Joe or Giuseppe, I'd be happy to have you up in Alaska because, Alaska does sound, quite beautiful this time of year. It's actually, 24 hours of sunlight. Big. We'd have some nice fishing as well. Really good fishing over there.
Yeah.
Nice cabin to ourselves. Probably not a football fan, for hundreds of miles as well. When you think about it that way, I mean, also very cheap, I believe, no income tax. It could be, quite nice over there. So I would say maybe we just look at a nice place to share over in Alaska.
Sounds good, Jack. Yeah, I might fly up to New York first to see my uncle, and then
we'll transition to New York. We'll all meet up we'll convene in New York, meet up there, and then, take the flight from there over to Alaska.
We'll build the Tottenham Hotspur house, so we will, down in Alaska, where we'll be sitting out on the porch every day, drinking some Peroni, you know what I mean? And fishing in the fresh waters of Alaska, nice, lovely blue waters down there. You know what I mean? No English in sight to wind us up either, so it'll be absolutely brilliant. Yeah. But look, Joe, are you still going out tonight, my man?
I was just out there a few minutes ago. They're just back. I had a few pints there, so there's no point in going out now because the pubs in Ireland close at 11 o'clock in these times. So there's no point in going out. So I'll save the rest for tomorrow night.
No women out there to keep you out, no?
No. It's not many around where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I have to go into the big town to go fishing.
Yeah,
into the big smoke.
The big smoke to go have a look about it.
And just quickly as well, Kildare bet Offaly last weekend. How do you feel about that?
It's kind of expected, but I thought we made we played well, but I think Kildare had just a bit too much for us, unfortunately. And look, it was a good year for Offaly. We made a lot of progress. So the hurlers are still in the championship, so I have that to cling on to. But all the best to Kildare.
Like a true Spurs fan, lad, clinging on to stuff. But speaking of Spurs, what's your expectations for next season, my man?
Not very much, David. To be honest, if we're sticking with the current squad, that's one of the beasts I have at the minute. I've let my feelings know on Twitter about the lack of Deadwood being sold.
Yeah,
and we got players that we know shouldn't be at the club anymore, and coming back to Hotspur Way last week, bringing negative vibes, not knowing what the future was, just create a negative vibe around the training ground that we didn't need. That we could have done business earlier on. As soon as the season finished, we should have started business of getting some of these players out. And I don't buy the excuse of the Euros playing a part in why we couldn't do any work. But we should have been actively trying to get some of these players out.
Who would you least like to still see in the dressing room? Let's say when the transfer window ends, Joe. Who would you maybe in other words? Who would you most like to see? Maybe given the boot, given the 619 outside the club.
Well, there's a few now, Jack. Not gonna lie, but
if you could only pick one, if you had to, one you could not tolerate.
realistically, there's about 10, but I'm hoping maybe 4 leave. Hoping 40. I'm pretty realistic, hopefully 40s. But then the one, if you're going to tell me one player to leave, I'll probably say Dyer or Winks, but I'd say Dyer.
Alex would say to you now different about Harry Winks. What would you say to Alex?
I say Alex.
Good question.
Alex,
stop playing FIFA, maybe.
No, I actually agree with a lot of points that Alex makes. We have a lot of similar opinions about Spurs, but when it comes to Harry Winks, there's just no defending that guy, to be honest. The only reason I keep him around is because he's homegrown. You fill up the homegrown spot. That's the only reason I keep him around, to be honest. Other than that, it's not good enough, man. I'm sorry. You're defending the indefensible when it comes to Harry Winks. But
no, 100%. But look, I did say Eric Dyer there. Why would Eric Dyer be your first one out the door?
Because he's shit, man. He's fucking shit. He's not even homegrown either. He came up through the ranks in Portugal, so he's filling up a foreign player squad.
Brexit doesn't even help him. Yeah,
filling up a foreign player squad that we could give to a better foreign player, and just get rid. Honestly, just get rid.
That's so funny. He's a foreign player.
I'm tired of being tired when it comes to Tottenham. When it comes to Tottenham, I'm tired of being tired. Just get rid. Take 2 million, 3 million, whatever. Just get rid. Honestly.
No, I fully agree with you. But look, what formation would you like to see Tottenham play next year? Would you like us to see us maybe stick to the 4-2-3-1, or would you like us to maybe change to a back five?
I just want us to be flexible, to be honest, to depend on which opposition we play.
Agree.
Whatever opposition we play and whatever formation suits the opposition. But if we're going to play five at the back, we need two competent defenders, which we don't have really, to be honest. So I just can't see that working if we're going to play three at the back. Because out of all the defenders, you can see, I can only see maybe Ben Davies slotting in it, or Joe Rodon slotting in the left hand side. And I don't see any other defenders going in alongside Davis or Rodon. Because Toby wants to leave, and if he wants to leave, just get rid. Like, honestly, he was talking about leaving for the last 3 years, so just get rid. And then my feelings about Sanchez and Dyer, so we're not going to go there. So.
Absolutely. But maybe what you're saying is that you would. I kind of agree. I would actually like this to maybe take more games. On a per game basis. Sometimes our formation or our tactics. I actually really agree with you there. Do you think that maybe Nuno is capable of maybe drilling into the players? That kind of versatility.
Yeah, I think he can, because
he's done it before.
If you look at his Wolves team, they were a very well drilled, well organized team that they fought till the very end, kept going. They're very aggressive, and they didn't play great football. Agree. They didn't play great football at times, but that's just the way the cards fell for Nuno last season with the injuries and stuff like that. Hoping that see some good football, see players fight on the pitch, be aggressive, be on the front foot, and I don't know, to be honest, where we're going to finish next season, but I just want to see just a bit of fight, to be honest. I didn't see any of that last season.
Quickly, Joe. I mean, I'm not sure how much of the Euros you've been able to catch, but I think maybe one of the lessons that maybe some people could take from the Euros is that we've seen a lot of players who obviously, could not make it in the Premier League, or maybe not Premier League quality, but maybe they make up for it in just simply the effort, simply, the willingness to track back, simply the willingness to make an unselfish tackle, whatever it may be. Do you feel like that's maybe what sometimes is missing in the squad? We're not asking them, maybe, or at least I'm not sure with you, but sometimes we're not asking them to be, technically brilliant. We're not asking them to be perfect players. We're just asking them, if they make a mistake or whatever, to put their hands up, or if they make a mistake, to make that unselfish tackle to stop the run of play or whatever it is. Take it from there. Is that what you maybe think might be missing in the squad? Simply some of the stuff we've seen from these Euro squads?
Yes, because last season we just kept seeing the same players make the same mistakes, and it was just so annoying. They weren't learning from them, and they weren't being called out for it. But if you look at Denmark, Denmark aren't blessed with world-class players in each position, but they all have a job to do. They all know exactly what they're doing. They all fight for the cause.
World-class passion, really, or effort.
Passion, exactly. And even Switzerland as well. Switzerland are blessed with world-class players, and see how well they've done. They were 3-1 down against France, and they managed to claw it back and rescue that tie. So we're not asking for world-class players in each position. I just want competent players that I can rely on, that can do a job week in, week out. And if they're going to make the odd mistake here and there, so be it. Just not every week.
But as long as the attitude is right, even if they make mistakes, as long as the attitude is right. And maybe even Switzerland is a good example, Joe, just because I saw, David Harris the other day, he was right. After scoring that brace, against the French, he then, whatever he did, to pump up the team, he, if you saw, he even slugged one of his players practically before taking a penalty, he was just pumping up the team, and it was just wake him up. Right. Exactly. He was like, I just scored a brace for you guys, you better win this kind of thing. And, maybe it's that kind of mentality, right, that you're kind of speaking about, where it's it was the case with Switzerland, with Denmark, where it's it's not the best team in the world by a long shot, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're, they make up for it in every way with passion, and you can be the best team in the world if you're passionate enough, if you're courageous enough.
Yeah, just passion, effort, desire, all those three things is all exactly what we need here. And
Hunger.
yeah, hunger.
Hunger is a big one as well. No, look, I fully agree. Look, everyone knows my thoughts anyway, so I'm not even going to go into it because everyone knows my thoughts. Like that should be a minimum requirement for any player at this club.
Especially what they're paid.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But look, it's it's Egyptian cotton sheets. It's the comfort. It allows them to be prima donnas.
Yeah.
But look,
guys,
Nigel Gates says.
Listen on this here. Sorry as well.
Oh, what a class one! That's a class one. That one looks like you beat. That one looks like you just finished a round of golf. That one looks like you finished a round of golf.
Oh yeah.
That one's class. David, look at the pleating as well. David, look at the pleating on it. Very class. Very class.
That's a real traditional one.
I forgot to put it on there. I'm sorry, guys. Apologies.
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. To be honest, it could have been one of my uncles now or something. I'm not sure. But
yeah, you're looking
nice.
fit.
I'm jealous.
You're looking proper.
I have to go and look for a new paddy cap.
Yeah, that's a handsome one. That's a handsome one.
I seen it downstairs, and I have to bring it on for the show tonight. So yeah.
No, it suits you, lad. It suits you. Maybe wear that out when you go to the big smoke.
I was just gonna say you look class.
I used to have an Italy jersey, but I just thought I'd bring on this because I can't find the Italy one.
Represent a bit of green.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't have a green jersey.
That'll bring memories back to my old lad. So
I need a green kit. Jersey. I need a green kit. For tomorrow or some kind.
One of these retro ones, Jack.
Yeah, I need a good retro one. But yeah, you look absolutely class. It just like we said, the flat cap, it just elevates any outfit that you're wearing. Anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really does. Nigel Gates says here, you need to get in at least 3 new defenders before next season. Then formation doesn't have to be the same every game. What do you make of that, Giuseppe?
Yeah, exactly. Nigel hit the nail on the head there. That we need, if we're going to play back some weeks, we need 3 defenders that we can rely on. We can trust and do a competent job, and that they won't make the same mistakes. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, Nigel. We need maybe not. I don't know about 3 new defenders, but definitely 2 new centre backs if possible, and a right back, hopefully.
No, I love it. JC says, big up Nigel Gates for the super chat. Thank you so much for the support, man. Hope you enjoyed Joe's answer. JC says, big up Joe. The Euro 88 jersey looks great.
Yeah, I just pulled it out of the dresser there. I found out I had it there a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's a very nice jersey, and it's a good nick as well.
No, it is. Aaron Dove says, Giuseppe sporting the proper flat cap. What's the story? Says, whoa, that's a big one. I'm jealous. He's jealous of the jersey. Aaron Dove says 88 likes, way too many, way too lazy to make it 100. Come on, guys, smash that like button. Exactly. Everybody smash it. And the general says, Joe, because after you asked him about Dyer, get rid of him because he is shit. Oh, my God. I split my side. So damn true. Well done, Joe, for saying as it is, he's shit. Getting a lot of love here today, Joey.
What can I say? What else can you say about Dyer, to be honest? Not really good things you can say about the guy, personally.
Yeah, 100%. But look, Joe, I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then we're gonna let you go off and enjoy some Peroni and maybe some bolognese as well to soak up the pints. But look, Joe, is it going home or is it going to Rome?
It's going to Rome. It's going to Rome. I'm not saying that because of my agenda or anything. It's just going to Rome. I think Italy are just a better. There's a more well-drilled team, and they're better organised, and they've just have proper winners in their team like Chiellini and Bonucci that I think they can just get it over the line. And I think they have a better midfield with Barella and Verratti than Rice and Phillips as well. That could be crucial in winning the game tomorrow. And then my guy Chiesa is going to bag one tomorrow. Love it. I think.
Is that so? Who's it going to be going home through? Is it going to be going home through maybe a Chiesa brace and Insigne brace? Like, who are going to be the flight attendants on this Italian flight, taking the English from their home to Rome? Who's going to be the flight attendants for the Italians?
I think Chiesa can score one tomorrow. I think maybe Barella as well. Barella's due a goal.
Barella, I would love to see it, especially because the other day I was saying Barella, I think personally, is already one of the best players in the world. Not even considering his position, just general, I just think is already one of the best players in the world, and all the Mason Mount lovers, weren't having it. They absolutely weren't having it. And, I just had to give them a bit of that Italian education on Barella, but they still weren't convinced. But yeah, I absolutely love it, Joe. I completely agree.
Yeah.
And Joe, look, great day for the Irish today as well. Ireland beating USA in the rugby, but of course, McGregor fighting tonight. So hopefully we can steal England's thunder. What do you think?
Yeah, about the rugby, I was watching about that down the pub. That was a bit of a mismatch. I'm not sure those USA guys are just a bunch of glorified American footballers. Not really know much about the.
Yeah, I was just going to say, did they look like they know what? Did they look like they know what they were doing there? Were they a bit lost? Maybe looking for the exit sign, like maybe looking for goalposts that were a bit shaped differently. What did it look like?
Just on that, my uncle says that I have a cousin who lives over in the US, and he said that he's not going to be allowed to play rugby because he's afraid that he might die because he don't know the rules about it. So he's not. He only plays GA and soccer over in America, so he's not allowed to play rugby. And
no, that makes sense, to be honest. Can't trust yourselves.
Yeah,
can't trust yourselves with the American football players because they've lost their brain too much from tackling and using their head. So with rugby, they can't. Rugby is like the intelligentsia, of tackling, and for physical play, and the American football, they just can't. Yeah, they just can't be put in that bracket, to be honest.
Yeah, those American footballers are they're big guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's scary. It's a brutal sport.
Yeah, and will you be watching the McGregor fight tonight?
I might stay up for it, yeah. I think it'll cost me about 20 euros to watch it, but it looks like good. There's some good fights as well. Wonder Boy's fighting Gilbert Burns as well. That should be a good fight.
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley's fighting as well. It's a good card, but I don't know if McGregor will do it now. To be honest, I think he's past
it. He's lost it.
I think he's lost it for me. Poirier's a lot more well-rounded fighter at this stage. Even seen the last fight there with the leg kicks that McGregor didn't know what to do with those leg kicks. So I'm hoping McGregor wins, but I'm expecting Poirier to get the job done, to be honest.
No, 100%. We'll wait and see. Well, look, Joe, you've been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. And look, a lot of people absolutely loving your name as well. Very original. I love it, and I loved your name when you came up with the one against Ukraine as well. It was quality.
Yusuf Grimilenko, yeah, so it's a good name. And if Italy win, I might change. If Italy win tomorrow, I might change it to Giuseppe full time. See.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I think Giuseppe's a great name, man.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
No, you actually. Especially even then when we move into the Spurs season, you could be, you can incorporate a bit of Joao as well, for Joe. I do believe the equivalent of Joe in Portuguese might be Joao as well. So, you got plenty, you got a future ahead of you. Joao Porto, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, it's a very flexible name. You can just switch it. You can go from Jose to Giuseppe to Joao
Grimiao
to Yusuf. It's just, it's a very flexible name. It's great.
Absolutely love it. But Joe, keep providing me with great laughs, my man. Thank you so much for giving up your time. You've been another brilliant guest today, another channel legend as well.
Nice one, guys. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening. And
thanks for joining us, Joe.
Look,
thanks for your patience as well.
Sorry, Jack.
Sorry, I was saying, Joe. Sorry. Just thanks for your patience. Yeah, thanks for waiting for us. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for always tuning in. You're a legend.
Pleasure, absolute pleasure. Forza Italia. Let's go.
Forza Italia.
And look, you can also go to bed knowing that I'm really jealous of the flat cap, my man. So you have the best flat cap I've seen so far.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll give you some details if I find anything out, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, do that. Do. I love it.
Nice,
big up, Giuseppe. You enjoy your night, and hopefully we'll be enjoying tomorrow, lad.
Hopefully, all the best.
See you, Joe. Absolute legend, guys. Absolute legend. And look, we've one more legend here. He absolutely cracks me up. I think he's brilliant. It's good to have him back on the fan show. Patiently waiting in the back. It's my man, Chris. Chris, how are you keeping?
Not bad, man. Been down to London to see the family. You know how it goes.
Class. Good to see you as well, Chris. Good to see you as well.
What's happening, Jack?
I'm looking forward to my almost my Tottenham Hotspur stand up Harris Army comedian in a way but maybe I'll feed you a bit of stuff, but yeah, it's good to see you, Chris. It's good to see you. Thanks for your patience as well. Thanks for your patience.
No problem, man. Now, I just want to start with Alex Davis, man. Why is he talking about stinks, man? Was he always got a love affection with Winks now, man? Jeez.
For a long
Man,
time.
He needs to still FIFA, man. Jesus Christ. First Ben Davis, now Harry Winks. Who's it going to be next week? Sanchez.
Chris, he thinks we're playing too much FIFA. What do you have to say to him? What do you have to say to him? He thinks we're playing too much FIFA.
My man needs to go to cash converters or something to sell his PlayStation, man, and stop playing FIFA. Jesus Christ. My God. If anybody rates Winks like that, they need to go and watch Aston Villa or someone else, or go watch the non-league team, man. Harry Winks, a class player. Really? When? What, when he played that one great game against Real Madrid? When he thought he was Iniesta? Alex Davis, wake up, man. Seriously, wake up. Winks is not a good player. Dyer is not a good player. Ben Davis is a terrible player. Alex, wake up, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'll ask the same question I will to you now, Chris. If you could only have one player that you would want to see out, one player that you just couldn't stand being able to see, in the dressing room after the end of the transfer window, who would it be? Which one would you just be most just absolutely shaken to still see at the club?
Oh my God! There's about 12 of the players.
Earlier I heard 10. Earlier I heard 10 from Joe. For Chris, it's 12.
Just about 12 of the players, man. Well, we could start off with Wings, possibly. Sissoko, definitely, possibly. Dyer, definitely. Sanchez, Aurier. The list goes on, man.
If you could only, but Chris, just one that would just make you absolutely sick. Would they all make you equally sick, or is there one that would make you more sick than the others just to see, left at the club? Is there one you just have that extra passion, of disliking towards?
Has to be Dyer, man. Has to be. Can't be anybody else but Dyer.
That was Joe's as well.
But you know what, Jack? I just hope, he doesn't go up to Nuno with his little Portuguese speak. You know what? I'm your best centre back. And then you've got Harry Winks knocking on the door. I'm Harry Winks. And you're Harry Winks, so what? Get out of my office.
If Harry Winks came knocking on my door, Chris, I'd just be like, yeah, you wouldn't do me. You wouldn't just go and get me the paper, would you? Yeah, thanks. I use him as a paper boy.
Well, I've thought of a good job for Harry Winks, actually, because everybody's saying about Tanguy. Speaking about Tanguy and McDonald's, he can be his little bellboy, go and get his McDonald's for him at half time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'd probably make it back in time. He'd probably make it back in time in 45 minutes. Yeah,
and have him run
the hot and ready.
Like the old greyhounds. You have the rabbit, the dogs chasing the rabbit. You have Harry Winks running around the pitch with the McDonald's and let Ndombele chase him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? See, it keeps Ndombele fit.
Would you think, actually, Chris, would you think that might be better? Because David suggested, I think, another stream. David suggested, right, where they have actually the burger, on the same, line as the the TV camera, right, that goes above the pitch. He was thinking they attach a burger to it, and that would help Tanguy a lot. Do you think it might just be better just to put Harry Winks on the pitch and just attach a burger to him?
No, don't put him on the pitch. Just put him on the sideline. Let him chase him around to see if we can get him go all the way around.
Laps.
Yo.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Alex, with that comment, please. No one has an agenda. He's just shit. Come on. No one has an agenda against Winks, to be fair, do they? He's just...
No, it's just the guy can't take the ball on the half turn. That's my problem with him. And he's afraid to get hit. He's afraid to get hurt.
My problem is he listens too much Beyonce to the left all the damn time, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, no.
To the side, Alex, to the side, to the back, to the back.
Alex, put your control pad down and stop playing FIFA, man. Stop Winks off, bro. Please. Honestly.
Absolutely love it. People are loving this, Chris, I have to say.
Rim shots.
But come here, Chris. Is there any players you do think Nuno will be able to turn around out of Dyer or Winks? Maybe Gio, Dele Marley or Ronald McDombele. Any of them players that you think Nuno might be able to turn around, or are they all kind of lost causes? And
Right,
have you
the-
any new nicknames for any of our players?
Right, the two players with Nuno will turn around and get out the door. That will be Winks and Dyer. They'll be the first two out the door. He'll be turning them right out and go back to the car park. And Ndombele, he each needs to stay fit and last more than 65 minutes. To be fair, Dele Alli, he's been showing in these videos that he's getting fit now. But is he doing it for the club or is it for chasing the girls again, like he did last season, and not bother with the club?
I think.
Yeah, his Instagram. You know what I mean? But
Back
Gio,
to the car park.
I'm not too sure because he's having a great tournament with Argentina at the moment. But he did that when he first signed for us. So that's the issue. When he signed for us, he was at the Copa America then, and he was playing brilliantly. He come to us and he was injured. I'm hoping maybe he won't be as bad as he was last season, where he spent 6 months injured, then 3 games playing again.
Yeah.
I think he'll do all right under Nuno. Dele Alli, I'm not too sure on. I think one who might be would be Bergwijn, who might benefit the most from him, and Doherty. They're the two I think will benefit from Nuno. All jokes aside, I think that's the main two.
Yeah.
Chris, apparently Winks is your favorite player, though. I mean, Harry Stinks. What if someone asked you if Harry Stinks was your favorite player? What would you say to them?
I would tell them to stop watching football for the rest of their lives. Winks is my best player. Winks wouldn't even get into the under-17 if I was the coach. The under-17s will play better than him.
He'd probably be scared of he'd probably be scared because, with the under-17s, maybe they actually laid, too hard of tackles maybe in the under-17s as well. He might be too scared to still receive it on the half turn against them.
No, it wasn't the under-17s. It was the under-12s that scared the life out of him, Jack.
Come here, Chris. Where's your flat cap, my man?
Oh, you know what? That's been saved for when England brings it home.
Oh, I love it! I love it, Chris.
That's the special one for. I'll have the England badge on it and everything for you, Dave. Don't worry. Yeah.
No. Look, I'll get on to the England game in a few minutes, man. But look, sorry, go on, Jack.
I'm just thinking though, right, Dave? With our team at the moment, if we do sign a couple of centre backs like that, Tomiyasu, I've actually watched a few of the games that Nuno when he was managing Valencia, and I'll tell you what, he did not play some good stuff with average players.
Yeah,
I was quite impressed. Yeah. But Jack, do you know what? A couple of weeks ago, I was so pissed off with some of our supporters. Yeah, there's one in particular. He went on like a total bitch fit. Oh, we've got Nuno. We're ruined. I'm like, shut up, mate. Just
do you feel like? Do you feel like maybe? That thing, Chris, maybe I'll ask you about this. Maybe that hashtag that came out, the no to Nuno. Do you just feel like I kind of retweeted this? I think it came from Matty Hayes. Do you maybe agree with this? The people who are saying no to Nuno or hashtag no to Nuno, they really didn't understand the hashtag no to Gattuso then, if they're saying that.
I think so. A lot of it, I know what the hashtag no to Gattuso was, and there was a valid reason. There was a valid reason for that. But this hashtag no to Nuno, okay, we didn't go Conte, we didn't get Ten Hag, but Nuno would he rather have Mason in for the rest of the season again? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, Nuno by no means was my first choice. No, by no means was he my first choice. But I am glad we got Nuno in a way because I was watching his training videos, and I'll tell you what, he's working those players hard. They ain't getting away with what they did with Jose, with playing their football, tennis, and football, basketball, cricket. They're not getting away with it. Yeah. They're not getting away with that no more, are they?
No, not at all. Not at all. What did you make of some of those death stares that he was giving moon boots in Dele that I tweeted? What'd you make of that? He seems to not be. He's not giving smiles on the side of the pitch. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know. Well, Jack, I can't see what you're tweeting because I'm still banned from there for slating Daniel Levy, so I'm still banned from there.
All I can say is I took a screenshot of the training, photos, and there was Nuno, and he was watching Moon Boots and Tarantula walk their way back to the line, and he was just giving them the absolute David Harris death stare. Literally, if David Harris was on the sideline watching Tarantula and Moon Boots watch back to the touchline, it was the exact face you would picture David giving them.
But you know what, though? I was listening to the video, and you can hear actually Nuno shouting at Moon Boots, "Jump, man, jump! What's wrong with you? Just jump!" You know what I mean? It was like he was stuck to the ground, and Nuno was getting pissed off with him, and you can see him like, he ain't playing, he ain't getting in the team. Sorry. What is wrong with him? He can't get off the ground. It's like his gravitational pull is just stuck on the ground. Then he thinks he's giving the little Portuguese chat. You know what, Nuno? I'm Portuguese, and you're not playing in the team. Go back on the bus. Stay there.
He's a disrespect to the entire country, considering that Portugal, were former European champions. The idea that Dyer even came from there is honestly disrespect to the entire nation, if you ask me, Chris.
But Jack, that's probably why he had to come to play for the England team, because Portugal's team didn't want him. They're like, "Sorry, get out, mate. No,
They evacuated him. Yeah, they evicted him. They evicted him from Portugal.
Chris, why am I not surprised you are banned from Twitter?
Do you know what, Dave? It was after we lost to the Farmers. I was so pissed off. I let rip on Daniel Levy, called him every name under the sun. Next minute I get a message: "You've been banned for abusive and intolerable behaviour." I'm like, I only abused Daniel Levy, nothing major. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't call him every name. I called him every name under the sun, to be fair.
Alex says, "Chris, you talk a lot about Dyer and Winks, even though they are not good players."
That's exactly why I talk about them. If they were good players, I wouldn't mention them, really, because the good players don't need to be mentioned.
They go without saying, yeah.
It's like no one mentions Son or Kane or Pierre or Reguilon, or a lot of our more decent players. The ones that do get a mention are the ones that shouldn't be at the club and should be shipped out as quick as possible.
They're holding us back, right, Chris? They're holding us back. That's the reason why we dig into them so much.
Well, if they actually took a bit of pride in playing for the team and maybe showed a bit of bottle and not take the foot out of a tackle, maybe we wouldn't talk about them. Do you know what I mean?
That's actually perfect word for word, Chris. That's actually perfect word for word.
Jack, cast your mind back to West Ham when we drew 3-3, when we were 3-0 up when Stinks came on. Could have easily stuck his foot in the tackle with Lanzini, but like a little ballerina, he took his foot out.
Chris, what did you even make of this? I think Ellie, Ellie the general brought it up earlier, where she was saying that Højbjerg, gave him, or I think it was Philip or someone gave it, Højbjerg was giving him the stink eye after that went in, because he was probably mad that it wasn't him putting in the 2-footed tackle, to stop that from happening. What do you make of that? I mean, if you were Højbjerg, I mean, here's what I guess I'm asking you, Chris. Let's say you're in the body of Højbjerg. After that happens, what are you doing to Winks?
Do you know what I have to say? I'm surprised Højbjerg didn't get up and headbutt him.
That's what I did. Twist his head right off, right? Yeah,
just give him it's like when Højbjerg scored that first goal against Liverpool when we were losing 2-0. Winks going to give him a high five, and Højbjerg looks at him like, "We're still losing. What are you doing?"
Pick up the ball, yeah. Like, be the mail boy, pick up the ball, right? Be the post boy, pick up the ball, bring it to the halfway line.
Get the bloody ball and get back on the center circle. We need to get back into the game. But we stay, try to give him a high five. Then we go and lose to Villa. When the first game back, with all the fans back in the stadium, we go and lose to Villa. Winks is standing there trying to sniff bloody Jack Grealish's hair, man. What the bloody hell, man? Alex wants to know why we talk about Stink so badly. These are the reasons why.
Yeah, he's sniffing Jack Grealish's hair and asking, "Is it L'Oreal?" But look, Alex Davies says, "David, you're getting schoolmate. Just give up." Alex, every time I do a show with you, I always make sure you get in the uniform, make sure your tie's done right up, top button done up, just to bring you to school, sit you down, give you a bit of homework, and then to go home, because, every time you come on, I speak that much facts. You get so bamboozled, all you do is smile. You know what I mean? Because you know I'm correct. And then, I let you away with it because of your smile, my man. But look, I'm going to have to give you the tension, Alex. So, look, get on my channel and let me please put you through the tension, put you through your paces, and just basically, look, send you back to preschool. No, not even school, just preschool, Alex. That'd be lovely.
Yeah, send him home
Big
with
up,
it.
Alex.
Send him home with something. David, though, send him home with something to eat and drink as well, though, because he might be a bit parched, might be a bit hungry. Especially after he gets a bit of a spanking.
No, Dave, what you need to do is give him some lines and just make him write out 1,000 times. Winks is not a good player. Winks is not a good player. Winks is not a good player. You know what I mean?
The beginning of The Simpsons. Yeah, I see Alex there writing it down on David's chalkboard before he leaves.
Most definitely.
You crack me up. But Chris, look, what do you expect from Tottenham next season?
Do you know what? I'm quite positive, actually. If we can get that Tomiyasu in, because I've actually watched a little bit of him online, and he looks like a decent centre-back, actually. And if we could get another centre-back in, yeah, I think we'll do all right. We don't need any more midfielders or anything like that, because I think we've got enough there at the moment.
Right.
Unless we get shot of Stinks and Sissoko, which I highly doubt because of Daniel Levy's inflated prices. 25 million for Winks.
You're giving these players a lot of respect today, Chris. Usually you don't call them by their proper name, Winks or Sissoko. Usually it's Sissoko or Stinks or...
Well, I've abused them so much, I thought I'd give them a day off, Dave,
Yeah.
But no,
it's a Sunday as well tomorrow. You got to kind of, sometimes you got to every day got a bit of apologize, maybe to the Lord, a bit for some of the words you might have thought about, in terms of these players. I know what you mean, Chris.
No, so that Stinks and Sissoko can go, mate. You know what I mean? No, seriously, all jokes aside, Sissoko, Stinks, and all those sorts of players don't, and even Ben Davis, bro, they don't deserve to be nowhere near the club. If I'm honest, these are the players we should be selling. But with the prices that I've seen that Levy's putting on, like Ben Davis, 20 million. Who on earth's going to pay 20 million for Ben Davis? Who's going to pay 25 million for Winks? Who's going to pay 20 million for Sissoko? Who's going to pay 28 million for bloody Aurier? Come on, man. Really?
It's absurd because when you think about it as well, Chris, right? It's, what is it? Who is it? It's like Koundé is like, price is like 38 million pounds. And then you see that Aurier is, being listed as by Levy as only 5 million less. And you're just thinking to yourself, you're like, this is the greatest, this could potentially be the next best center back in the world for 38 million pounds. And then you have Aurier for 10 million less, only 10 million less. It's a real headache.
Right. First of all, right now I've got a comment this here which says, right, that Alex saying I said we're going to go top 4. One, I never said that, and secondly, he needs to do some more lines and detention because I never once said that we're going to finish top 4. I said I feel positive. We're going to maybe finish 5th. We'll probably finish 5th, but if we get some good players in, we might just scrape top 4. But I didn't say we're definitely going to scrape top 4, Alex. So go back and do some lines, mate. Come on. Stop thinking Ben Davis is the best left back in the world.
Well, look, Alex thinks we're going to be a mid-table team, and you think, look, we're going to be top 6. So maybe what we could do is get you and Alex to put on a little wager together. Maybe one has to do a forfeit. So if Tottenham get top 6, Chris wins, and Alex has to do the forfeit. But if we get mid-table for me would be anywhere from what?
We ain't finished mid-table.
8 till 14th, probably. So
we're not finished mid-table.
Finish anywhere between then you have to do a forfeit. You up for that?
Oh, definitely, because I know for a fact we're not finishing top. We're not finishing below top 7. That's for sure. That's 100%. The players we have, even with the shit players, we still scrape 7th. So you really think we're finishing 8th? Don't, come on, man. Don't. That's just clutching at straws.
But come here, Chris.
Alex, put your pad down. It's not FIFA, man. We're not playing like some career mode. It's real life, mate. Come on.
No, 100%. But look, out of Lo Celso, Ndombele, Dele Alli, and Stevie B, who do you think is going to have the best season under Nuno?
I think it's going to be Tanguy because the way Nuno works, he likes to have his central midfield players playing the ball through the channels. He doesn't play no long ball football, so I think it'll be the midfielders like Højbjerg, the Tanguy. Maybe if Gio starts in the number 10 position, I think Gio might flourish in that position as well. So with the triangle of the three of Tanguy, Højbjerg, and Lo Celso, I think that could work.
Yeah. Interesting.
Dele needs to show himself more and stop being the prima donna on Instagram if he wants to get back into the first team, and show him what he showed us when he first came to us. Because look, 3 or 4 years ago, Dele was quality, and we all knew he was, and we knew he's got potential. But now he's too more like a celebrity where, I'm going to go out with Pep Guardiola's daughter. I'm going to go sit and play Fortnite. We don't care about that. Show us what you can do on the pitch.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. If Dele Alli dropped all that attitude and that act and got himself back to the way he was, I'd say, you know what? Forget Gio, put Dele in the number 10. Yeah. Because that's where he flourishes. But for the last 2 years, he hasn't showed nothing.
No, I agree with you. I fully agree with you, lad. And look, we'll get on to it now. But is it going home or going to Rome?
It's coming home, man. It's coming home. It's coming home where it belongs.
Where it belongs, Chris.
What makes you so sure?
UK. Hey, I've got a gut feeling. My confidence is sky high, mate. It's like when you see a team like, look, everybody's insulted Gareth Southgate and slated him. Oh, he's not going to succeed. He's done things that no other England manager's done in 55 years. Do you know what I mean?
Like, Harry Maguire has done some things in Greece that no Englishman has done, in 55 years as well.
Jack, I knew you were going to bring that up. Do you know what? That's what he's done. He's done, man. But at the end of the day, the actions speak louder than on the pitch, don't it? Really, to be fair, it's like you say something. Mind you, at least he didn't do what John Terry did with Wayne Bridges' misses. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it?
Chris, all I'll say is that it's just really funny just to see, Harry Maguire, he's almost a bit of a black sheep at one point, right, in the England squad. And you guys just welcome back into the team, so much after, what happened in Greece after, he was convicted of the allegations, practically had to be evacuated out of the country, like an actual criminal that he was. And it's just hilarious to see you guys welcome back, the criminal that he is into his hearts. He's almost he's wanted in another country, Chris. So you might be actually lucky that none of the games were actually hosted in Athens, or none of the games were
he's barred from there. He's been blacklisted. It's like when he shows up at the airport, sorry Harry, get back on the plane, you're not welcome here, go, off you go. But no, all jokes aside, I think England have got a chance tomorrow. It's going to be 2-1 England.
Interesting.
And do you know what? It'll probably be a VAR penalty or something that England get in the last few minutes.
Here's what I'll ask you. My last bit of banter, Chris. Do you think Chiellini would run a $15,000 pound tab at a Greek bar? Do you think he would run a £15,000 tab?
Definitely.
Chiellini.
Definitely. Most definitely. It will be all those Italian beers, Jack. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. That's right. You're right.
And a load of pasta dishes to go with it.
No, I love it.
I love it, Chris. Good answer.
Well, look, we are going to end off there, guys, because I don't want to go and grab a bit of dinner before the UFC starts. So, Chris, you've been an absolute great guest. You crack me up every time you come on, my man. Thank you so much for your time.
That's good. That's all right, man.
In the background.
No problem, man. You have a good one, man. And come on, England.
Big up, Chris. Big up, Chris.
You enjoy the evening, man. You enjoy tomorrow's game.
You enjoy yourself.
Bro, I won't be on for about a month here. If England lose tomorrow, I'm going to go into hibernation.
No, Chris, please don't. We need you. We need you.
Well, I have your email, so I'll keep emailing you if you lose tomorrow.
If you email me, Dave, I'm going underground. I'll be getting on the flight to Alaska. I'm getting on the flight to Alaska myself.
Love it. Right, big up. Thank you so much, Chris, my man. You enjoy yourself.
You too, man. Speak to you later. Bye.
See you later, man. See you later,
Chris.
Big up, Chris. Jack, there we have it. Another fan show. Absolute great guest today, wasn't there?
No, I mean, everyone was absolutely class, from, Ellie, the general, leading us off, David, to them, Brad Matthews and Philip as well, absolutely leading the line. And then with Yid Kid, Joe Grimes, everyone has been absolutely class today. And then Chris, the comedian himself, to finish it off, the Harris Army, official stand-up comedian as well. It's just been absolutely class. Everybody has been absolutely brilliant. today. Honestly, we have David. We have the best fan show, Collins. We have the best youth academy there is.
No, 100%. Absolute cracking guests. Absolute cracking guests. Every single one of them. So knowledgeable, so confident as well. Comes on and everyone speaks what they want to speak about, and, they speak their truth with some great insights and great points, because, Jack, when we do these things, sometimes, you get wrapped up in just thinking your way. It's great to kind of be brought down to earth and realize, get all these other people's opinions on board and everything else. And it's absolutely fantastic. And it's why we love doing these fan shows, to be honest with you, getting to meet all the people that really do help support us, you know what I mean? Whether it's on Twitter or anything like that, or whether it's on here, you know what I mean? It's absolutely insane. It's great to meet the people, isn't it?
No, David, that was actually really well said. I really do think so. Like, even when David and I are sometimes running out of ideas, what the next content should be, what we should be researching, sometimes you guys, the Harris Army, the Flat Cap Army, can even actually, you might not realize it, but sometimes you guys even really help us, maybe find something that, we can do the next show on, find something that, maybe the next big hard hitting question is going to be. I mean, you guys are the ones that we really look towards and look forward to. So, to be honest, like, we really do depend on you, and actually, shows like this, and they've always never failed to disappoint. They've been absolutely class, David.
No, it is. It's absolutely brilliant. Like you said, the Harris Army never failed to disappoint, Jack. And look, the Harris Army out there, let us know if there's any stuff you do want me and Jack to do, any sort of content you want us to cover, any ideas for us. Let us know. Put it in the comment section underneath here. The Jack's social Twitter handle is underneath. My Twitter handle is underneath. My email's there as well. So, you've plenty of options. Just let us know what you want us to do, what sort of content you want to see us tackling. And look, I want to see hashtag Harris Army trending again. I want to see it absolutely everywhere. No matter what you comment on, hashtag Harris Army underneath. Make sure you email Ben and Jerry's. Let's start waking up some of these people, start sponsoring us. That's what we need. We need to start waking up people, alerting them to the greatest movement on YouTube, and that is the Harris Army. So look, big up you guys. Thank you so much for all your support today.
And speaking of the Harris Army, quickly, David, speaking of the Harris Army, before I let you guys go, before David lets you guys go, because David is always the last man to let you go. Remember that. Remember to go over and head over and raid Bob's channel. Remember to tell him that the Don sent you. Remember to tell me that the Don David, the Don Hotspur sent you. Tell him that hashtag Harris Army, whatever it is, hashtag Harris Army, hashtag Flat Cap Army, whatever it may be. Just make sure you send that over there to Bob's channel. Head on over to Bob's channel and tell him the Don sent you.
No, I agree. Everybody get over there. Hashtag Kaniki raid, or, the Kaniki soldiers, hashtag the Harris Army, whatever you want to put in there. Get over to Bob Spur TV right now and check it out, and make sure you put it in there and let them know where you've come from and who sent you. Look, guys, everyone's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much to all the super chatters. You, the Harris Army, for tuning in. Everyone that has liked this stream and everyone that will like this stream. Thank you so much. It's all good once Harris Army t-shirts. Look, we will be getting a merch store up and running, so we'll be able to get all that sort of stuff ready. But guys, it's been amazing. To the English fans out there, enjoy your day tomorrow. I do hope you lose, but enjoy your day. For me and Jack, it's Forza Italia. We are going to be the Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles now for the next 24 to 48 hours. Really enjoying life. Watching Godfather on repeat, listen to a bit of Pavarotti. What more do you want? Wash down, buy with a lasagna, and a bottle of Peroni. We're going all out Italiano here. But big up the Harris Army, absolute legends. And look, come on, you Spurs. In Nuno we trust. Levy out.
Levy out. In Nuno we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. Pre-season starts shortly. Let's fucking have it.
Forza.